you for logging on to this broadcast of high school sports on WellsCountyVoice.com. WellsCountyVoice.com, an online service that allows fans and parents to watch high school sports live anywhere and anytime that's convenient for your schedule. As always, we encourage you to go to the games and support the students, but when you simply can't, we're glad you're here with us. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the sponsors you hear throughout the game, so please support these businesses whenever you can. Now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Live from Ward E. Young Stadium in New Haven, welcome to another production of Norwell Football on WellsCountyVoice.com. Good evening, friends, and welcome aboard. Alongside Colin Schwartz, Alex Howard, I'm Derek Decker. Pleasure to be with you here tonight, and welcome into our Billy Ann's Supper Pub pregame show. Billy Ann's Supper Pub is located in downtown Bluffton. It's your local choice for Tex-Mex, some of the best American food, and some of the best burgers in the area as well. Located at 113 North Main Street in Bluffton. Fellas, Norwell and New Haven tonight should set up to be really a competitive game. When you break everything down, this has the potential, Colin, to be a game where Norwell gets challenged. Obviously, they've been blown out once. They've won by a hefty margin 3 times. We've seen a running clock in all 4 contests this year. I think we've got a legitimate shot to see a competitive game here tonight.
And you got 2 teams that have a very different style of playing football. You got a team in New Haven that might spread it out a little bit. They're going to throw the ball a little bit more. Norwell's a team that wants to run the ball and run it down your throat. If you're Norwell on defense, I think the biggest key to this game is to stay away from the big play. Because if you can force New Haven to drive the length of the field, pick up a little bit, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 yards, you're going to get a stop at some point. You got to stay away from the big play, force them to earn everything. And then for Norwell, you're going to, this is a team that isn't the best against the run, so just do what works to your strength.
Alex, last week, Norwell ran for 395 yards against Belmont. Now, that doesn't surprise a whole lot of people. It is an improving and a rebuilding Belmont squad, but the rushing attack got back in to where we were expected to see it after a 1-week hiatus against a very strong Leo team, a team that's trying to build in Norwell momentum going into next week. This is arguably their toughest stretch of the season.
Yeah, Norwell got everything they wanted last Friday against Belmont, and honestly, with New Haven's 3-4 defense, if they attack the right linebacker, they'll get the same here against New Haven. To Colin's point, though, you got to stay away from the big play because New Haven's historically a team that thrives off of the energy of those big plays. And, as we saw 2 years ago here, scoring on the first play last time we were here at New Haven, you got to stay away from that because New Haven will run with that. And last year at Norwell was able to actually have a big play of their own, jump ahead, 14-21-0 right away, and New Haven was done from there.
Yeah, and Colin, this is a New Haven team that does come in tonight 1-3, but that's a little bit of a deceiving record. They lost in double overtime in the opener. They competed with Leo in the first half last week. This is a group that's very much better than a one-win squad, and you've got a group here tonight that's playing for a lot at home.
Yeah, and you got Jakar Williams. He hasn't played a whole lot this year. He missed some time early. He's a well put together and experienced quarterback. He's one that you're going to have to figure out a way to contain. They're going to try and run with him, do different things with him, be dynamic with him. So hopefully Norwell was able to game plan coming into that for that fact.
All right, we'll take a step away and we'll take our first break of the evening here in our Billy Ann's Supper Pub pregame show. Norwell and New Haven just around the corner on WellsCountyVoice.com.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available.
Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3000 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. This is not an offer for the extension of credit or a commitment to lend. American Mortgage, NMLS ID 8246. Angie Top, NMLS ID 478736. Jessica Best, NMLS ID 613932. American Mortgage is an equal housing lender.
Hello, Tim Steffen Financial Group. It's been said nothing is certain except change. We must adapt to change to stay safe and move forward. What changes have there been in your life? At Steffen Financial Group, we would like to work with you and help with your future planning. Call me, Tim Steffen, or Michelle Stoller, 260-824-8175. Steffen Financial Group, 110 West Cherry Street, Bluffton, Indiana. Retirement, investments, savings plans. Steffen Financial Group can also assist with your personalized Medicare Medicare Supplement, health, life, and long-term care plans. 260-824-8175. Stefan Financial Group. Solid planning, local service, professional advice. Securities and insurance offered through Thurston Springer Financial, a registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC, and Indiana Insurance Agency. Tim Stefan is a registered associate of Thurston Springer Financial, is doing business as Stefan Financial Group. Tim Stefan and Stefan Financial Group are independent of Thurston Springer Financial.
The Bluffton Street Fair, the oldest and largest street fair in Indiana, is almost here. September 21st through the 25th, filled with exciting events, food, fun, and laughter. Start out on Tuesday the 21st with the Grand Opening Day Parade starting at 7 p.m., followed by the Jeep Parade. Wednesday the 22nd, it's the Antique Classic Car Show and Parade at 6 p.m., and the Community Worship Night at the Washington Street Stage starts at 7. Thursday the 23rd brings the Wheels of Yesteryear Antique Tractor Parade at 5:30, followed by the Industrial Parade at 6 p.m. The ever-popular high school choral contest starts at 7:30 at the Washington Street Stage. All week long, events with the Horse and Pony Division will hold activities at the 4-H Fairgrounds. Wristbands for rides will be available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday 5 to close for $20, Friday 1 to 7 for $17, Saturday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for $17, and 5 p.m. to close for $25. Daily activities around the fair include the Bluffton Street Fair Band and music on the Courthouse Plaza. See you at the Bluffton Street Fair.
Cleaning One Incorporated, your cleaning specialists. They offer a great variety of cleaning services, commercial cleaning, cleaning windows, strip and wax floors, clean carpets, complete sanitizing of facilities, floor repair or replacement. They will also schedule a PM maintenance program.
At Cleaning One, your security is their top priority. They do a complete background check on each of their employees so you can feel good about letting them into your homes. For more information, give Rob a call at 260-409-2564 or give Bob a call, 260-403-7676. Or you can simply send them an email at officeonecleaning@yahoo.com.
Cleaning One Incorporated, your cleaning specialists.
In business since 1981, Barkley Builders has been building residential homes and commercial projects in Northeast Indiana, taking pride in building their clients the best project for their budget. With interaction between clients, vendors, and trade contractors, Barkley Builders meets the needs of homeowners to build their forever home. At Barkley Builders, it's all about you. It's your heart and your soul at the center of every design decision made. Josh and his team are poised to build the home you've always wanted. It isn't just a home, it's your forever home. Contact Barkley Builders at 260-622-7674. That's 622-7674. Or find them on Facebook at Barkley Builders, Inc. Let Barkley Builders get started on your Barkley Built Forever home.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Outstanding job by the New Haven band here tonight as we welcome you back into our Billy Ann's Supper Pub pregame show. Fellas, obviously a lot of things to look at, and Alex, we'll start with you. Kind of touched on it in the first segment here tonight. Matchup-wise, at least what Norwell's strength is offensively, it matches up well against New Haven's weakness in stopping the run. Yeah,
Norwell's going to lean heavily on the run. Luke Graft, John Colbert going to get most of the carries, and they're going to run primarily behind Brody Bullen. And again, with this 3-4 defense, if you get the right matchup, Brody Bullen's going to get to the second level without touching anybody first. So look for Brody Bullen to key off there, and the Knights should have a field day running the ball against this New Haven defense. Yeah, and Colin, offensively for New Haven, this is a Bulldogs group, as you mentioned, kind of plays behind the strength of their big physical quarterback, Jakar Williams. He's got some real power, some real strength, a lot of talent in that right arm, and they'll look to sling it a little bit against this Knights defense tonight.
You know, Alex and I were able to talk to Coach Harder a little bit before the game tonight, and he said that they haven't been able to get a lot of film on this Leo team. You know, they've had so many injuries, COVID, stuff like that. They haven't been able to get a good read on them. You know, he mentioned how many different things they did last week. It's going to be tough to get a read on them and see what they do. All right, we'll step away one more time. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the kickoff right around the corner on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Kathy Peterson of the Steffen Group is part of a select group of real estate and auction professionals that are changing the game of how real estate and auction transactions are handled. With a strong background in customer service, Kathy believes helping people is the most precious gift she can give and is committed to being a partner with her clients through the entire transaction. Contact Kathy Peterson at the Steffen Group at 824-6353 or drop her a message at Kathy, Cathie.Peterson at SteffenGRP.com.
Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
At Corrective Chiropractic, we offer individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages, from infants to elderly, and even during pregnancy. Have you ever experienced a workplace, sports, or auto accident, or just suffer from chronic pain? Corrective Chiropractic can help. Knee, neck, shoulder, or back pain, headaches, migraines, allergies, muscular tension. Corrective Chiropractic can help. I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic. We welcome patients from Bluffton, Yoder, Decatur, Bern, Montpelier, and the surrounding areas. Schedule your appointment today at 260-353-1400 and let Corrective Chiropractic help you along your journey to health and wellness. Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza. Feel and function better.
Thunder and lightning, rock and roll, even peanut butter and jelly. There are some things in this world that just naturally seem to go together. At Farmers and Merchant State Bank, it's you and us. That's why at F&M, we're always ready to partner with you on all your financial needs, from checking and savings to auto loans and more. Now that's pretty black and white. Farmers and Merchants, you and us. Learn more at fm.bank, member FDIC.
Is filled with fabulous golf courses that offer a variety of experiences and are as diverse and distinct as the regions they're in. And there is one right here in your backyard that you shouldn't miss. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton. You deserve a little time on the greens, so book your tee time, brush off your spikes, and get ready to play. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton, just east of the Stone Quarry.
Head on out to Green Valley to hit some balls on their driving range or putting green. Call 824-4510 to reserve your tee time. Green Valley, where your friends play.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Always going to have sibling rivalry, and it's no different with the Heidi brothers. They went and built 2 dealerships right next to each other and filled them up with new Chevys, Jeeps, Buicks, Chryslers, Dodge Rams, and more. And some of the best late model pre-owned vehicles around, just so they could compete for your business with service, selection, and price. The choice is yours. Heidi Automotive Group in Bluffton, just 20 minutes south of Fort Wayne.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
Welcome back to Ward E. Young Stadium, just about set for another Friday night of football. Hard to believe we're already in week 5. We're at the halfway point in the regular season. Once football season gets going, it really moves. And this is a Norwell team still, fellas, with a lot to play for here in the conference. Still very much a legitimate shot. And obviously all eyes tonight in the Northeast State go to Leo and East Noble tonight. The Knights obviously will be rooting hard also for the Knights because Norwell will have their shot at East Noble, and they need an East Noble win tonight because I don't think Leo's going to lose again past this week in the regular season. Obviously an important game there here tonight. Norwell has won the toss, and they have elected to defer, so they will kick it away. Relatively light home crowd in attendance here on this gorgeous Friday night. We're in the lower 80s. We'll be in the upper 70s throughout the game. It's a gorgeous night for football, albeit a little bit warm for this time of year. Still hard to complain. Norwell in the road white here tonight. New Haven in the home purple with gold pants, gold numbers, and helmets. And our white hat tonight is Jerry Parker as we get set for this Week 5 contest. Norwell at 3-1, receiving votes in the latest 3A poll. New Haven is a team that, quite honestly, is a couple of close plays away from being a team that may have received votes in the latest poll. It is, I think, Drew Graff to kick it off. He has assumed kickoff duties for the Knights. Basically, for the rest of the season, I would assume he has been the better in that department over Cooper Sloan, the place kicker, and his right foot's into it, and off we go on this Friday night. That is a beauty of a kick. It goes halfway into the end zone, and New Haven will start on their own 20-yard line.
Interested to see how Leo, or New Haven, I need to get that right tonight. Interested to see how New Haven decides to attack Norwell tonight. Historically a good defense under Coach Taylor. Interested to see how it goes.
All right, first down for New Haven. Jakar Williams with an empty backfield and 4 wide on this first down play. He will throw it left. It's complete. And that's Mylan Graham who makes a man miss. Graham up the middle, and Graham falls forward across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Pitch and catch of 24 to move the chains. Hard to complain about the first play from the potentially special guy that sits in the slot, his 10th grab of the year.
Soft coverage there, able to make a play after the run. Those are the plays you got to stay away from tonight if you're Norwell.
Well, this is a New Haven team, as we mentioned, that scored on the first play from scrimmage the last time Norwell came on the road to New Haven. This is typically and historically a team that has been better at home than it is on the road. And the first down play from Williams will hand it off, and That's a gain of 9, a terrific run. Quantrese Sanders, the ball carrier, the 5'9 senior, his 10th run of the season, starting tonight as the backup tailback. Will work in a lot of different guys. They will work in Trey Bates as well in the running department. New Haven picks up 9, so their first 2 plays go for 24 and 9 against this stout Norwell defense that's allowing just 196 yards a game. Sanders in the backfield with Williams on 2nd and 1. And Sanders will get the call once again. Sanders is stacked up, though, on the left side. Luke Graft leading the charge alongside Stuart McCabe, 3rd and short, upcoming for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, those are the plays that New Haven is going to have to stay away from tonight. Up the middle, you're not going to have much on Norwell. That's where Norwell's best on defense. You got to be able to throw it out like on that first play, maybe get the linebackers moving with some motions, go outside. But up the middle is going to be tough sledding tonight for New Haven.
New Haven is just 21% on 3rd downs this year, and Norwell defensively is giving up just 31%. Now, this is 3rd and 1, but that's a stat to watch here tonight. 3 receivers set on this 3rd and short. That's Graham in motion. Snap to Williams. Williams being chased by Bolin. He gets protection, runs to his left, and is jettisoned out of bounds across the 45-yard line. He's got plenty for a first down. Aiden Rusu escorting him out of bounds on the far sideline, and New Haven moves the chains.
First down.
Obviously showing that he's good to run and he's a threat to run. We're going to have to see if Norwell decides to bring any more pressure. Both passes so far have just been 3-man rushes from Norwell. They might need to be able to put a spy or find a way to keep him in the pocket. That might be the way to defeat Williams tonight.
All 3 receivers to the right side on this first down play. Trey Bates in the backfield. It's a screen pass to the outside. Jamarcus Smith to the outside once again. And Smith is wrapped up on the near sideline. That's Cade Shelton, the corner, making the play. A first down pickup of 7.
Good play design there. Like I said, I think outside is going to be the game for New Haven tonight. Going up the middle, it's going to be tough.
Now, there's a lot of interesting things to watch for this New Haven team. You kind of touched on it before the game. They're averaging just 13 points a game, but this is an offense that looks a lot more efficient than that. And this is a quality Norwell defense. Tighter formation on 2nd and 3. Hand off to Bates. His first. I'll check that. It's a play-action play. A long ball goes to the far corner, and Williams was looking for Mylan Graham. The ball was underthrown. 3rd down coming up for New Haven.
Honestly, they got what they wanted right there. You got one-on-one coverage with a playmaker to the field there. Just a little too much pressure from Norwell there. Bringing a blitz up the middle. I believe that was Trey Bodenheimer getting pressure. That's going to be the way to defeat any quarterback, is getting pressure.
3rd down and 3 on the 37, although this is 4-down territory here for the Bulldogs. They have really had trouble in the special teams department this year. Handoff goes to Bates, and there is no room to run. Excellent play up front. Aiden Rusu, once again, his 2nd tackle of the young contest. No gain on the play. In fact, might have lost a yard. And 4th and 4 coming for New Haven. They are 4 for 15 on the season on 4th downs, and Norwell defensively giving up 4 of 9. So, again, the matchup favors Norwell, assuming the Bulldogs go for it, which it looks like they're going to.
I'm telling you, man, they're not going to be able to run up the middle of the night, or it's going to be few and far between, because Norwell is stout up the middle defensively, and the 2 plays we've seen so far from New Haven up the middle have shown that.
Decent visiting crowd here from Norwell, making the trip down from Ossian. 4th and 4 for New Haven, and the Bulldogs want a timeout to talk things over before this 4th down play. Hey, American Mortgage Service Company is helping individuals realize the dream of home ownership by providing a top-notch best mortgage experience. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 353-3300. AMSC is an equal housing lender, and Ossian Assisted Living is a place to live independent, secure, and stress-free with all the assistance, nursing, and rehabilitation services you need, provided by a team just like family at Ossian Assisted Living. 4th and 4 around the corner here for the Bulldogs. Guys, New Haven had some early success on this drive, but they've certainly been stacked up in the run department. They're already looking through the air to try to solve some of their offensive problems in a big 4th down coming up.
Yeah, and with New Haven pass-wise has tried to go over the top once, and they've also shown they'll do some screens. The screen was actually well executed, as Colin said earlier, but linebacker Blake Hayfley kind of just he tried to spin out of the block. He held the block pretty well and just had to make a move to get off of it, and chose to spun and kind of took himself out of the play. We'll see how Norwell stacks up here on 4th and 4.
3 wide on this 4th down play. Williams to his left, and that ball is, if it's hauled in, it's a tremendous catch, and it is. Wow, what a grab on the far sideline, gives New Haven a first down. That was a tremendous diving catch across the 15-yard line.
I don't know about you guys, but that was one of those plays where if I'm a New Haven fan, I'm going, no, yes, because he had 2 guys wide open at the sticks on the rollout right there that he could have easily just dumped it off for an easy first down, but he decided to take a chance, and a beautiful catch. That's pretty good coverage if you're Norwell. That's a good throw and a good catch.
Kamari Clopton on the reception gives the Bulldogs a first down on the 13-yard line. And now Quantree Sanders up the middle with a little bit of a burst. Sanders is still on his feet before being driven back at the 6-yard line. A first down pickup of 7.
And I like what New Haven did right there. After a big play, they went up to the line, they went quick, didn't let Norwell get situated. That's a good mentality if you're New Haven. Just, try and get them back on their heels, not settled in yet.
Bulldogs knocking on the door on their first drive of the night. It's become a very nice long drive to open the game. And now they take their time on 2nd down. We've just kind of talked about setting the pace. Quantree Sanders has a couple of carries on this drive, one for Trey Bates as well. And it's Sanders again, dancing through the middle. Sanders has a first down, and he's down near the 1-yard line before being chopped down.
And that play's good for a window. Scores and more. First down.
Alex, I don't know what you're thinking here, but I think play number 1 here would be worth a try up the middle. If you don't get it, that's when you can do a little play action roll out and just kind of dump it off in the flats for an easy touchdown. That's my favorite play whenever a team's inside the 5.
Yeah, I think they go run first and then maybe go to the pass. So they've had great success against this Norwell secondary so far. There's the run.
Sanders untouched for a TD. And Quantree Sanders gives the Bulldogs the lead.
Well, I said before the game that Norwell's going to have to stay away from the big play. And they had a big play to open the series, New Haven did, and they had a big play on the 4th down. You can't give that up. You got to stay away from those 10, 12, 15-yard runs, 20-yard passes. You can't let that happen because you're good enough defensively where you're going to end up getting stops if you're forcing them to get 3, 4, 5 yards every time. Too many big plays right there from Norwell, and they're going to have to find a way to tighten up a little bit.
Let's give some credit to Sanders, too. He's a pretty good running back there. He's quick, but he's also patient, letting the hole develop, letting the play develop, and finding the gap.
Will Delsid on for the PAT, and it's blocked. Delsid's just 2 for 5 on extra points this year now, and they go for it, quite frankly, more often than they don't. So New Haven will keep their lead at 6-0. At Craigville Appliance, they've been serving Northeast Indiana for 100 years. They buy in bulk all over the country and pass the savings on to their customers at 2383 North Main Street in Craigville. And Cleaning One Incorporated is your cleaning specialist. Commercial, home, or office, windows, strip and wax floors, sanitize your facilities, carpets, and so much more. Send Rob or Bob a message at officeonecleaning@yahoo.com. Fellas, an 80-yard drive to open the contest, 4 minutes and 49 seconds. And it really, outside of one big 4th down conversion there, it was a drive that came with ease.
Yeah, they were getting what they wanted besides the first 2 or 3 plays up the middle. I think they found a good strategy being able to attack the outside. And to be honest, that's what I was a little nervous of coming from Norwell. You got your senior defensive back, Bo Morgan, still out. Maybe a little bit more youth or a little less playing experience there on the outside. Norwell's going to have to make some adjustments. Hopefully the coaches are up in the boxes, being able to get some stuff down to the new headsets Norwell has. They got to figure something out because, like you said, that was just too easy.
Yeah, they're not in this box. They're on the roof here tonight, although the weather not an issue here this evening. It's really a rather warm night for this time of year. Used to moving into the long sleeve phase of the season, although we're still very much in short sleeves. Will Delsid on to kick this off for the Bulldogs, who scored on their first drive here tonight. Rather short kick, end over end, back near the 20-yard line where it's returnable. And falling forward down across the 35-yard line. I think it was Trey Bodenheimer on the return. It was, and Norwell will set up shop with decent first drive field position.
Yeah, and as Norwell's offense comes out here, we'll see how they plan to attack New Haven, being down 6-0 after the first drive of the game. I think if you're Norwell, it's don't get in this panic mode yet, and Josh Gerber never gets in panic mode ever. This guy is cool as a cucumber usually, so I think you're going to see a lot of run right away, and he's not going to pass until he has to. New Haven out in that 3-4 we talked about pregame show.
Again, it opens up a lot of possibilities for Norwell in the run tonight. Driving his legs forward out to the 40-yard line is John Colbert for a first down gain of 5.
25, John Colbert with the ball.
And that's the advantage that Norwell has over a lot of teams in the NE8 is the fact that everybody's heard about Luke Graff, but you have this really strong runner in John Colbert who you can hand it off to anytime you want.
Yeah.
He's going to lower his shoulder and get 3 yards.
Yeah, and after that one-game injury for Graft where he only started and played on defense, here's a handoff to Graft, and Graft is shifting his way forward, and boy, there's just a lot of space right there for Norwell to work in the run department. Big chunk plays. Graft actually has fewer carries than Colbert on the year at this point, but both guys are averaging 11 yards a carry. It's an outstanding stat through 4 games.
Yeah, and when you're running behind Brody Bolin and Kyle Zettis there on that right side, especially against this 3-4, I'm telling you, like, Brody Bolin is getting to the second level without even having to chip anybody. It's a huge advantage for the Knights.
Graft again, and this time he is wrapped up near the line of scrimmage. He does fall forward. The inside linebacker, the standout, Isaac Carswell, in on the tackle. Already 52 tackles for him through 4 weeks. He is by far the leader in that department on this Bulldog defense.
Stop at number 10, Isaac Carswell.
And you know, if you're Norwell, you can take that. You know, they've been able to show that they're getting a lot of chunk yards, 4, 5, 6 yards. Every time they run the ball, you're not going to get that every single time. And honestly, the way this New Haven defense looks, I have a feeling we might get a little bit of play action some point in this game because all those linebackers are coming forward and they're not playing very deep.
Neuenschwander to the near side and Bailey to the far. Graft on the toss, and he is cut down behind the line of scrimmage. And Jamarcus Smith, the 5'8 senior, in to cut him down back at the original line of scrimmage. He gets back to a 3rd and 9 situation. But this is a spot where Norwell really hasn't been in all that much this year, however, converting 46% of their 3rd down tries.
Yeah, even though Norwell is a primary running team, they still have good receivers around Leighton Bailey who can catch the ball well. Klein Neuenschwander is really coming into his own here on this team, even in the absence of Bo Morgan.
Yeah, and we see Cade Shelton lined up to the outside here as well, who has a catch on the year. New Haven puts a couple more guys up front. And the toss goes right over the middle. Bodenheimer making the catch, slithering out of the backfield, and he's got a first down, a pitch and catch of 10, and the Knights move the chains.
I'll tell you what, Coach Gerber called that one like he knew it was coming. New Haven brought 2 blitzes off the edge with their outside linebackers, and that just makes it too easy for a little tight end pop pass like that. Good chunk gain. A great call from Coach Gerber.
Yeah, especially when your primary run, too, a little play fake like that. You can catch the linebackers taking a few steps up and sneak right behind them.
6th catch of the year for Bodenheimer, and it has the Knights in Bulldog territory at the 43-yard line. Bailey sends Bodenheimer in motion. Handoff to Graft. And Graft is stood up at the 40, but then falls forward once again. He drives that shoulder forward late in the play to pick up that extra yard, a gain of 4.
Luke Graft's just such a dynamic runner. I mean, he can run past you, but he also has the ability to lower the shoulder and get an extra 2 yards. And it's just something that, honestly, Norwell hasn't been able to lean on here in the last couple of years. It's just, as of late, they've gotten kind of an influx of running backs.
And no kidding. They have Graft and Colbert. They've also got a different guy in Tim Bonjour. You know, obviously, Drew Ringer has been a part of this group, although suspended at the moment. Bailey outside the pocket, throws across the middle. It is caught, and reversing field is Cohen Bailey with some green space to work with. Bailey across the 15-yard line, finally dragged down by Jamarcus Smith, and Cohen Bailey makes his 2nd grab of the year, and it has the Knights in the red zone.
Yeah, a little bit of a scramble drill there for the Knights as you kind of trying to go with the quarterback, but Cohen Bailey kind of found a spot there and sat down. You wouldn't advise your quarterback to throw across his body like that, but Leighton Bailey certainly has the ability to do that, as he shows there, and Cohen Bailey can outrun just about anybody on the football field.
Yeah, and Colin, we've actually seen Bailey do that a few times in the last couple of weeks.
I'll tell you what, he went through progressions really well right there. He went across them once or twice.
Pre-snap penalty. And it looks like encroachment against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, but going back to that, if I could, you know, they moved the pocket a little bit right there, ran with him to the right. And like you said, Alex, he's able to, Cohen Bailey was able to sit down. And I'll tell you what, he put that right on the money. He put that right in his stomach. And, you know, the first week I watched Norwell play, Leighton Bailey could not make the progressions like that, where he could move from one not open receiver to another. On that play, he did. He scanned the field once or twice, and he was able to make a nice throw.
Yeah, Leighton's certainly trusting his offensive line a lot more, being a lot more comfortable in the pocket, especially last week against Belmont. He had all the time in the world, and he took just about that much time to make a throw a couple of passing plays on last Friday.
Completing just over 50% of his passes on the year. Delayed handoff goes to Graft for a yard on first down.
Number 24, Alex Ferreira.
All year, Norwell's run that kind of fake handoff, misdirection, counter, whatever you want to call it. And, against quality opponents, which I guess you could say really has been Leo and New Haven so far, the play just hasn't worked. It just takes too long to get going.
It does.
And it gives the defenders too much time to read it, sniff it out, and, get some penetration. You can't ask your blockers, your offensive line, to hold blocks that long.
Yeah, if you watch college team runs, that it hits way quicker, and the linemen get pulled around way faster, and that's just something you kind of got to get the timing down on.
Graff steps out of his tackle and gets down to the 2-yard line. Luke Graft, a pickup of 5, and the Knights have first and goal.
I expect the Knights to run it 4 times in a row here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. And it kind of looks like they're hurrying to the line. This is typically a Norwell team that takes their time. This has been another nice long response drive, really.
Yeah, exactly what the Knights needed to counter that first drive score for New Haven.
Graft up the middle, dragging defenders to the goal line. He's in, and we're tied at 6.
Yeah, just going power there and just going right at New Haven, and that's the result. Is Luke Graft just able to put his head down, get 2 yards, get in the end zone.
Well, 2 impressive drives to open this game, and now the Knights will try to take the lead. Looks like, I don't know, guys. To me, it looks like Austin DeLeon on to try the PAT. He was the kicker last year. The left footer was outstanding. And this kick is blasted through. No problem for DeLeon. And the Knights take a 1-point lead on DeLeon's first extra point of the year. Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy. Our professionals specialize in rehabilitation due to injury, surgery, stroke, disease, or other condition. They'll customize a plan just for you. For more information on IPT or to schedule an appointment, visit indianapt.com. And Nathan with Shelton Financial Group has a goal to build long-lasting, deep personal connections with his clients. Visit their new location on the north side of Ossian in the old bank building. Norwell has a 7-6 lead just inside of 2 minutes to go. In the first quarter, really a good response by the Knights after New Haven marched on their opening drive as well.
Yeah, and just totally what we expected from the Knights, just lean on the run, trust what works for you all year. I mean, and that's just the Knights' identity, and Coach Gerber will not stray away from that. And even if, we've seen it in this Josh Gerber era, he will not go away from his identity for anything. Like he's gonna stick to his run and then and pass later. So good response for the night. And
the nice thing about having an identity like that is you could see it there. New Haven's linebackers were playing up, and their first 2 steps were in. And you could see it with that pass to Cohen Bailey. You had the linebackers playing up, and you could just dump it right over the top of them. Even on that pop pass, you were able just to lay it over the linebackers.
Graff blasts another one, no return. And he's been 5 yards deep into the end zone on both of his kickoffs. Boy, I tell you what, for being a kid that doesn't have great stature, we've been around him a lot as he's grown up the last couple of years. And he's not a physically menacing presence, but he's quite an athlete.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten tired of hearing the Graff name, you're going to hear it for a few more years here, because this kid's gonna burst out of the seam at some point. He's going to grow. Yeah, he's just a freshman. He's going to grow into his own.
All right, so New Haven empties it out again on first down with 4 receivers and Williams by himself. Williams will throw it, and immediately met is Mylan Graham out near the 25-yard line. And Neuenschwander makes the stop on the outside, a gain of 5.
If I'm a Norwell coach up in the box right now, I'm telling down there to get Cole Patrick. He's the defensive end up top there. He is not keeping his he's not keeping the quarterback in the box at all, in the pocket at all. And I have a feeling that's going to come back to haunt Norwell at some point tonight.
Less than 90 seconds left in the first quarter. Quantry Sanders on second down. He's dragged down from behind. We've got a penalty marker that comes in. And you've got a 3rd and long, so decision time for Josh Gerber if it is a hold, as we assume. And it is.
For a second there, I was a little nervous that could be a horse collar. We couldn't see from up here, but I kind of saw last second a lot of jersey being grabbed from behind for whoever made the tackle from Norwell. Just kind of slung him down like he had a bungee cord attached to the back of his jersey. Way
to work that in. Didn't even make it through the first quarter, and we've already checked the box on our word of the night. Coach Gerber will accept the penalty. It'll bring up second down from behind the sticks for the Bulldogs.
I think we got to start making it a little tougher.
Yeah, bungee cord was a pretty easy one. Now, there has been a few challenging ones over the years.
That is true.
I'll tell you, it's harder in football, too, to work it in than it is in baseball because you have so much more time.
That's right.
Williams empty. Throws it deep to the near sideline, and Mylan Graham had a step on Cade Shelton, but the ball well overthrown, and now 3rd and a mile for New Haven.
Jakar Williams has an arm, doesn't he?
He does,
I mean, he
man.
laid that one out, and he made it look effortless. And I tell you what, I have a bad feeling New Haven's going to connect on one of those sooner or later.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And if I'm New Haven, too, it feels like the wide receivers have a little more speed than the Norwell cornerbacks. Maybe throw that towards the middle and give your wide receiver a little more chance to run under it and make a play for him.
Yeah, on that one there, you're kind of squeezing your receiver by throwing it to the sideline. You're not giving him too much space to work with, and Cade Shelton did a decent job there, forcing him closer to the sideline.
Agreed. 3rd down and a lot for New Haven. Back on their own 12. I think the Bulldogs have to burn another timeout.
That's just stuff that can't happen.
So they are -2 timeouts in the first quarter. Visit the Kaler Nickel Foundation YMCA today at 550 West Dustman in Bluffton. When you join the Y, you're not just a member of a facility, you're a part of something greater. Take the first step towards a healthier you and join the Y. And Daniels Jewelers features bridal, fine and fun jewelry, Fossil and Citizen watches, along with SteelX and much more. Located in the Interurban Park in Bluffton, Daniels offers resetting and redesigning of your jewelry. Visit Daniels Jewelers in Bluffton or online at danielsjewelers.net. 7-6 Norwell with 1:02 to go. I don't think special teams, gets enough credit, and the Knights have been outstanding in that department. Guys, with De Leon's PAT, Norwell is now 22 for 23 on conversions this year, which is outstanding for a high school group. Their only miss was in the season opener down at Knightstown against Jennings County. That's a huge weapon to have.
Well, and not only that, I mean, they got a great punter, and whichever way you want to look at it, the rugby style or when Brody wants to come in
Couple great punters, yeah.
And then you got, we talked about it a second ago, Graff being able to kick it through the end zone every single time. It takes such a load off of your coaches, too. They don't have to worry about the special teams as much throughout the week. Yep. They can kind of take it easy and focus on the offensive, defensive game plan.
And Tim Bonjour has been very talented in the punt return department as well. He's had a couple of really nice returns, and he's just a budding underclassman for Josh Gerber's Knights.
I'm sure we'll talk about it sometime tonight because it feels like we do every time, but we love that guy.
Oh, man, we do. There's so much potential in that kid. Flag down. Play rambles on, and the Knights missed the tackle. They'll float it over the middle, and that's well overthrown. He rammed into Cade Shelton. A couple of Bulldog fans want a flag down. This flag was at the line of scrimmage. I'm guessing a sideline warning, and that is the call. So that'll be declined. It's 4th down here for the Bulldogs, and they'll have to punt for the first time tonight.
If you're Norwell, you're going to get good field position here. I mean, that is a big-time stand from Norwell's defense, being able to go 3 and out or 4 and out, however you want to look at it with the holding in there. But you got them behind the sticks early, and you could tell New Haven's not very comfortable with having to throw it deep. Got good pressure on that last play, only bringing 3. They're able to get it up the middle with Trey Bodenheimer. He actually missed a sack on that play. But if you're Norwell, you're going to get good field position here, you would think. And you're putting yourself in a good position here.
Jakar Williams is the punter for this group, although they've also had Will Delsit as well. But Williams is averaging just 8 yards a punt in 6 tries, as long as 28. So I think the Knights, it looks like, is that Cohen Bailey back to return?
Yeah, he had Timmy Bonjour with the injury at the end of that Belmont game.
This is a decent end-over-end kick, and Bailey muffs it.
That's too bad.
Falls on it on the 45. Would have had some space to return.
Yeah, he had a lot of space to return that one right up the middle, too. They kicked it to the middle of the field, not even to the edge, man. He had a lot of room.
Nick Huffman is a Bluffton High School graduate, and he's ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. Nick is part of the Steffen Group and can be reached at 827-8255, or find him on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick Huffman is our scoreboard sponsor tonight as well. Norwell leading 7-6 on that scoreboard with less than a minute left in the first quarter. Long opening drive lasted almost 5 minutes for New Haven, went 80 yards for a score. Norwell responded with a 65-yard touchdown drive of their own. And then the Bulldogs go 3 and out and are forced to punt, and the Knights start in plus territory. So things setting up nicely here for Norwell to potentially take the lead on this drive. Bailey comes up under center. John Colbert in the backfield. Bailey will throw on first down. Pressure coming. Bailey reverses field. Now has protection. Steps up in the pocket. Over the middle, and it's a line drive toss, and it's incomplete. Boy, it surely looked like Cohen Bailey kind of got under that. In any case, it was a low ball that never got more than a few inches off the ground, and they'll bring it back for 2nd and 10.
Boy, I'll tell you what, whether that was a catch or not, he had Cade Shelton wide open over the middle. I mean, nobody within 10, 20 yards of him. It was a walk-in touchdown. Oh, man, that's one he's going to see on film tomorrow morning and wish he could have back.
Yeah, he was really hoping to get that step in and be able to throw it, and got a little bit of pressure, had to regain it.
Oh, man, Bodenheimer met immediately but breaks it. And finally a shoestring tackle made, which was a big saving gain because if Bodenheimer breaks that one too, he's got a lot of space to work. 3rd down and 7 near the 42-yard line.
And that's a good example of what happens when you keep your feet turning and going and being able to slip that first tackle and couldn't quite slip the second one.
The Knights can take this to the quarter break if they so please. I think that's what they're willing to do. So 3rd down and 7 on the other side of this break. Both teams a long scoring drive in the first quarter, and the Norwell Knights are on top of New Haven 7-6 through 1 on The Voice.
Good evening, football fans. My name is Nathan Shelton. As an advisor at Shelton Financial Group, my job is to help our clients plan for and adjust to the unexpected in life. That may be a change in employment status, a change in the tax code, or rising inflation. At Shelton Financial, our process, called the One Life Formula, is designed to help you work through the questions, concerns, and unexpected that may happen in your life. To schedule a time to discuss with us, please call our office at 260-436-7006 or visit our website at sheltonfinancial.com. Nathan Shelton, Investment Advisor Representative of USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Back here at Ward E. Young Stadium, 7-6 Norwell over New Haven. The Knights are in Bulldog territory at the 42-yard line, and 3rd down and 7, Colin, as the Knights try to convert on this 3rd and long once again.
You know, if you're New Haven here, you can't just fall in love with thinking this is going to be a pass. You know, Norwell's shown they're willing to pass the ball tonight, haven't they? So
that's true.
I have a feeling New Haven might sit back a little bit more on this one, and you're in 4-down territory if you're Norwell, in my opinion. So they can't fall asleep and allow a big run up the middle here to get first down or even close to a first down.
Yeah, they will go quick hitter here on the run and bust it open for a long run here.
Bodenheimer in motion pre-snap.
There it is.
Colbert stacked up on the outside, and you know, the Knights, obviously that's a play designed to give you some yardage to get you in a 4th down and manageable, but it looks like they bring on the special teams and they'll try to pin the Bulldogs deep.
We called that with the run there, but I wish they would have left Trey Bodenheimer in to block a little bit more on that one. They kind of motioned him away. I think they're trying to get the linebackers to go with him. But whenever you have a 3-4 defense, you're going to have an overhang linebacker right there, and he's able just to swallow that one up.
This is Brody Bolin back to punt for Norwell.
Still a little surprised they're not going for this.
I am too. Bolin's punted twice, an average of 40. Oh, this is a shanked punt. Way shanked. And I don't even think he got 10 yards on that. Oh, boy. At the 33, that's an 8-yard punt from Bolin, who was going for the coffin corner and hit it off the side of his foot. So now you really wanted Norwell to go for it.
I mean, that'll hurt the average a little bit. I mean, if you're Coach Gerber, you don't know something like that's going to happen. So I understand his decision to punt there. In a high school game, though, you're moving the ball well. You're even throwing the ball well if you're Norwell. I'm a little surprised they didn't go for the pass right there.
Yeah, with the punts that Brody Bolin was hitting, pregame.
Yeah. Oh, we were watching.
All he had to do was put it up as high as he could in the sky and see what happens. But again, can't see something like that happening.
Williams takes the snap on first down and hands it to Bates, who has lots of room. Bates has a first down and pushed out of bounds near the 45-yard line, a gain of 12. And Trey Bates had all kinds of space. The Knights bit to the left side, and it left a mismatch on the outside.
That's such a good play design from New Haven. That's something that the Rams coach, I'm blanking on it, Sean McVay, has made popular, making that motion and getting the defense to bite on one side and then throwing it the other way. You could see Norwell's defense coming to that motion. They thought they were going to throw a little bubble out there. They pulled the two offensive linemen around. That's a really good play design from New Haven.
It results in a first down. This Bulldogs offense certainly looks like one that's better than averaging 13 points a game. Now, part of that average was hurt in week 3 when they did not have Williams. He will try to run it here. Brody Bolin sprinting through the line and bringing him down for a big loss.
You know, we talked about that one misdirection play that Norwell runs all the time, taking too long to develop. Well, when you're going to pull the offensive lineman that is on Brody Bolin, and he's going to take that long to try and read blocks, Brody Bolin is going to come through. He's too fast, he's too strong, he's too physical to leave unblocked like that, and he's going to come through and make a sure-handed tackle. And if you're New Haven, this is exactly what you don't want playing behind the sticks.
Bolin's 4th TFL of the year. 2nd down and long for the Bulldogs. 3 wide and a man in motion. Sanders on the handoff, and again they get him on the misdirection. And Quantree Sanders is shoved out of bounds at midfield, but now they've got 3rd and manageable, and the Knights have bit twice in 3 plays.
You know, Luke Graft is an awesome outside linebacker. He's been great for Norwell this year, but he bit a little too far inside on that one. Lost an overhang player. They're able to hook the end, get outside, and now make this a 3rd and manageable.
We'll call it 3rd down and 4. Clock stopped just outside of 10 minutes to go in the first half. And Norwell leading 7-6. Sanders again. Sanders has a first down the sideline, and he stays in bounds. Quantree Sanders is going to go the distance. 50 yards and a touchdown. It's New Haven's 2nd longest run of the season, the longest for Sanders, and the Bulldogs take the lead.
You know, New Haven's found something that works, pulling those offensive guards and tackles, you know, pulling them around, getting some extra blockers. They're hitting it fast, which is what you got to do whenever you pull linemen like that. And they're able to get around the Norwell defensive line, which has been stellar so far throughout the season. That's just really good coaching, really good play calling from New Haven, really good execution from the offensive linemen, being able to get around, get out there, and get some blocks. You know, it's frustrating if you're Norwell. You know, you got the shake punt. You're trying to go for it on 4th down. It's just a tough swing of events because you have the ball in plus territory if you're Norwell, looking to take a 1-touchdown lead.
That wasn't even close on the extra point, but we do have a flag down. There was pre-snap motion. And, all righty, it was illegal formation. And everything is out of sorts on the PATs. At this, I can understand why they've gone for 2 most of the season. Tim Steffen and his staff at Steffen Financial Group are a full-service financial firm committed to helping people pursue their financial goals by identifying your goals and helping make sound decisions to reach them. And at Corrective Chiropractic, Dr. Josh Bell strives to help you heal and stay healthy for years to come with individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages. Don't suffer from chronic pain. Corrective Chiropractic can help. Located at 360 North Main in Bluffton. Yeah, you're right, Colin. That's a frustrating series of events for the Knights there. You had a situation where you were hoping that, you know, you had a chance to make some noise. You had 3rd down and reasonable in what you thought was 4-down territory. You don't get anything on 3rd, so you punt it away on 4th. Shanked punt, and then the Bulldogs completely have found a weakness in this Norwell defense, and they bust off a big run of 50 yards.
You know, the tough thing about running a 3-4 which both teams are doing tonight, is you got those 2 linebackers on the outside. Almost sometimes could be called a stand-up defensive end, extra defensive end, whatever you want to call it. When New Haven pulls those linemen around, if that linebacker bites inside at all, you got a lot of daylight on the outside right there, especially if you get a good block from the wide receiver. Norwell has to make an adjustment on that. They got to get something signaled down to the linebackers to be able to stop that and force that back inside.
And a lot of that is being set up by motioning that
That's right.
receiver all the way across the formation.
Del Cid, another popped-up kick. It's deep enough this time for Drew Graft behind the 20. And Graft still moving forward out across the 35-yard line. The freshman picks up a return of about 18 yards, and the Knights have, again, good field position at the 36. Well, really, it's hard to complain about Norwell's field position here tonight. They've started on the 35, the 36, and the plus 45.
Yeah, setting them up well to keep running the ball and keep getting in New Haven's grill here.
Well, I think we've got what we're hoping for tonight. It looks to be a pretty competitive contest. Both teams have found some weaknesses in each other, but the defenses have had some minor success in this first half, and it's resulted in a nice battle here tonight, which, to be honest, we were kind of rooting for after 4 weeks of blowouts. First down for Norwell. Bailey will throw on first down once again. He goes deep over the middle. Cade Shelton wide open in space, and Shelton across the 30-yard line with a penalty flag coming at the end. Likely extra yardage against the New Haven defense in a face mask, so the Knights have a huge gain on first down. And boy, you're right, they have found the weakness in the passing game. We noted that the defensive front for New Haven was set up to have success against the run, but the Knights have found success through the air on first down tonight.
That's the same exact play they ran not too long ago where we were like, man, whether he caught it or not, Cade Shelton was wide open over the middle. One of the coaches saw that right there, and they ran the same exact play, and they probably told Leighton Bailey coming out onto the field, that was the first play of the drive. They were like, we are going to run that play, and you're going to hit Cade Shelton over the middle for a long game, because I tell you what, he was that open the first time too. I mean, perfectly executed if you're Norwell, and now, I mean, you're knocking on the door after one play, especially with the extra help on the penalty.
Yeah, and it was a personal foul as well, so it's the 15 variety and not 5.
Yeah, and especially coming out of, possession change like that, it's easy when you have a home run play like that to want to rush it. But Leighton Bailey did a really good job of letting Cade Shelton get to the middle, get into space, and then throw it and lead him so he could get a little extra yardage.
37 yards on the hookup, plus 15 more, makes it 52 net. Bailey on first down, and he overshoots Shelton this time, looking for him in the back of the end zone.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's one of those where you kind of just try to take your shot while you got it, and I expect Norwell to kind of go back to the smash mouth run into the end zone here. But again, not a bad throw from Leighton Bailey. You throw it high enough where if Cade Shelton can jump that high, he can get it for a touchdown. If not, second down, you move on.
I'll say that was more or less a throwaway.
Right.
Your first receiver wasn't there, just throw it away.
Bailey tosses this time on second down. Graff turns it upfield. And Graff's down inside the 10 near the 7-yard line. Third down and short upcoming.
And I just love Graff and Colbert's ability to just stop stringing out a run and eventually just turn it up and go get yards. That's something that I feel like Norwell's running backs have struggled with before these guys came into the program is they want to string it out so long to the sideline, to the sideline, to the sideline. Eventually, you just got to turn it up and get yards.
So got a great block from Brody Bolin, pulling around the edge there too.
Absolutely, that right side of the O-line is killing it.
Counter. Oh, man, no room for Trey Bodenheimer. And now a decision to make. The Knights are down 5. You've got fourth and short. De Leon is a capable field goal kicker with a strong leg, but I think they're probably in a go-for-it situation here.
It looks like they're going to go for it. I'd personally take the points, but if I'm New Haven right here, don't bite up too much on the pass because Norwell has that little pop pass in their back pocket that they like to use in short yard situations like this.
It's also a possibility that the Knights try to run this down.
Try and get them to jump off sides.
Well, they're going to take a timeout to think things over anyway, and I'm not surprised by the usage here by Josh Gerber, and we'll see if they keep the offense on the field. Well, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement, Bluffton Roofing owner James Worth will suggest the proper course of action that's best for your home. Bluffton Roofing, quality first, home improvement, and at Heidi Automotive Group, their next satisfied customer will be you. Serving Wells County and the surrounding area with a great selection of new and used vehicles with an outstanding service department. Visit HeidiMotors.com to view their inventory. Now, fellas, it certainly looks like the Knights are going to keep the offense on the field here and go for it. Hard to fault Josh Gerber here. De Leon hasn't tried it. In fact, the Knights at all haven't tried a field goal yet this year. But De Leon certainly has the leg to do it. Looked excellent on the extra point. It would. The reality is, though, it doesn't do all that much for you. You're down 5. It's still the first half. Yeah, it would give you a lead if you're in another field goal situation. But quite honestly, in high school, how often does that come up? So you're kind of looking at a situation, especially when you already have the huge advantage on special teams tonight. Simply punching it in the end zone will already guarantee you the lead.
Right, and if you don't get it, New Haven's pinned back here pretty deep, and it's almost as good as a punt or missing a field goal or whatever. So I agree with you. 3 points doesn't really do you too much here in the first half. Worth going for it.
If you trust Bailey's arm, you got one-on-one with Cade Shelton there at the top.
4th and 3 out of the pistol. Bailey checking his options. Bailey scrambling. Now he dumps it off for Graft. Graft with a head of steam, busting it to the outside, into the end zone for a touchdown. Gorgeous play development, and the Knights retake the lead.
You know, I was about to get upset with Leighton Bailey because he had Klein Neuenschwander flashing on a little flat route there, and if he would have just punched and planted it and thrown it, he probably would have gotten a touchdown to Klein Neuenschwander. But the improv there from Leighton Bailey to make it work, and the little leak there from Luke Graff is huge. What an improv play there from the Knights.
We've been seeing that a little bit more week after week from Leighton Bailey, being able to extend plays and make something out of nothing.
De Leon again for the extra point. New problem. 14-12. Norwell on top of New Haven. Well, Tim Steffen and his staff at Steffen Financial Group are a full-service financial firm committed to helping people pursue their financial goals by identifying your goals and helping make sound decisions to reach them. And Kathy Peterson is part of the Steffen Group, a select group of real estate and auction professionals that are changing the game of real estate. With a strong customer service background, Kathy is committed to her clients throughout the whole transaction. Well, on top 14-12, couple of minutes into the second quarter. Another nice response after the New Haven score.
Yeah, we talked about in the pregame show plays that kind of deflate this New Haven team is good for Norwell and good for Norwell's success later in the night, and that is certainly one of them that we might come back to and go, that probably took a little bit of air out of New Haven's tires.
And, that's one of the things with New Haven's defense, being able to extend a play like that. You're going to find that when teams only rush three players, 3 defensive linemen. You only got 3 guys against 5 right there. You're going to be able to find blocks, move around in the backfield. That there's give and take with every defense, but a 3-4 like that, whenever you got the scramble drill, you almost need a linebacker to pull their trigger and come in and force something, because that's just if you allow a quarterback to run around that much in the backfield, somebody's going to come open at some point.
Yeah, and it's not the first time it's happened tonight. I mean, Bailey's a guy who is mobile enough to be smart and make plays with his feet. He's got the talent to do that. Kraft kicking the opposite direction here, and it's not going to matter as it will bounce into the end zone on a hop this time, although that could have been dangerous for the Bulldogs. They have totally negated any opportunity for New Haven's return game here tonight. And we'll bring it back to the 20-yard line once again. And there's a score update, second quarter. And Leo and East Noble are tied at 16. Boy, that's a lot more points than I thought there'd be, honestly. Last year they met twice. The regular season game was won by Leo 17-7, and the sectional contest won by East Noble 10-0. So that's already almost more points than 2 games last year. We're still in the first half. Obviously, Norwell rooting hard for East Noble tonight. Snap back to Williams on first down. Williams pulls it and runs it himself for the first time here tonight. Steps through a tackle, hits a stiff arm. He's still on his feet, down the sideline, and stays in bounds. Jakar Williams on cruise control, and he runs one for 80 yards, becoming the longest run of the season. Wow! Williams tiptoed the sideline and almost stepped out a couple of times, but he stays in bounds for the score.
That's one that has to have Coach Gerber and Coach Taylor's blood boiling. I mean, man, the first thing you work on in camp is tackling. You work on it throughout the week, the form. They were just dropping their heads and just kind of running into them. When you got a quarterback that's 6'4", 220 pounds, he's going to run you over. And, I mean, that's just a great run there from Jakar Williams, and one that's not going to be very much fun for Norwell to watch on film tomorrow morning.
And I understand you got to go low on him, but you can't stop your feet at the same time because he'll blow right through you. And they're trying to go low, but they're going low with arm tackles, and it does nothing.
And they tried to go for 2, and there's just nothing there for Trey Bates, and so it'll stay 18-14. Well, the missed extra point opportunities are really starting to play a factor here, as the lead is only 4 for the Bulldogs. Green Valley Golf Club is located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton. Head on out to Green Valley to hit a few on their driving range, putting green, or play around. Green Valley Golf Club, where your friends play. And these 3 friends play at Green Valley Golf Club pretty often. It's 18-14. New Haven back on top after the 80-yard touchdown run. Fellas, coming into the night, the longest run, at least by my mark, for the Bulldogs this year was 19, and they've had runs of 50 and 80 tonight.
that's something, too, where once I mentioned it a little earlier in the broadcast, you have to feel like Norwell's missing Bo Morgan there in the defensive backfield for Norwell. He's their senior. He's their anchor of the defensive backs, if you will. And he's one you got to believe is going to come up and be able to make that tackle, at least push him out of bounds. But, man, New Haven has found something tonight, haven't they? You know, they've found something that not a lot of teams have found against Norwell in the past few years in this Matt Taylor offense. And they're going to have to figure something out. That last one, though, I mean, what did they find? They just found Jakar Williams running down the sideline and some bad tackling from Norwell. But, you know, that's one that's an easy fix if you're Norwell, but one that makes you sick as well.
4 offensive outputs this year through 4 weeks. 18, that was with double overtime. 6, 13 with double overtime, and 14. And they've got 18 against this outstanding Norwell defense in the first half. The Knights defense has not had as much success against quality competition as they did last year. Stuart McCabe this time on a line drive kick, and he is spun out of bounds, turned around outside the 25. Norwell with their worst starting field position of the night on drive number 4.
Interesting, Stuart McCabe decided to go outside there when he had blockers there on the inside, but nonetheless, Knights start on the 26. Like you said, worst field positioning of the night so far.
Yeah.
Long way to go here.
Well, this is Colin. Go ahead.
I was going to say I don't know a lot about special teams. I'm willing to admit that. I had to sit through a lot of meetings in college about it though, and they would switch it up a little bit and they kicked it to the numbers, which takes away a lot of return space, especially when he decides to go outside like that. It's a good little change up from New Haven.
Well, this is certainly unfolding way different than last year. Norwell took the game by the reins early in the contest, led 21-0 early in the contest, just outside the first quarter, and this has definitely been a different story. We thought it might be here tonight, as New Haven's certainly much better at home. Norwell throwing on first down once again here, and Bailey's way backed up. That's intentional grounding. Yep. And this is going to be a huge loss for the Knights. Man, this is going to back Norwell up inside the 5, and that is the kind of play that is already a complete drive killer. He just got backed way up and then threw it at the feet of Bolin and Zedis, and clear intentional grounding, and that is one of the plays that is more on the learning curve side of things for the sophomore quarterback.
And especially when New Haven brought two linebackers there from the second level, you got to be able to find a hot route or something sitting right behind those linebackers that just came. All they should have to do is turn around and look for the ball, and you should be able to. That's a hot route.
And I don't know about you two, but I'm a little surprised. That's the 3rd time in a row Norwell's led off with a pass. That's not their identity. I'm a little surprised that they keep doing that.
It's not bad to mix it up every now and then. Oh, boy, that ball was almost interception. Would have gone for a touchdown. Avion Creech in there to make the play for New Haven. 5'10", 280, and almost had his easiest touchdown of his career. The Knights lost 22 on first down. Now they've got 3rd down and 32.
Just run the ball here.
Oh,
Just run the ball here.
You got to get some room for Bolin. We assume it'll be Bolin anyway.
But this is a tough situation for Norwell. Down 4, looking to respond in a big way, and you put yourself in a hole like this, and now New Haven has a chance to take a 2-possession lead here.
They've had the response each time tonight. Plenty of room here early in the run for John Colbert, although that's by design. And he is brought down out across the 15-yard line. Well, the Knights do have some success and give Bolin some room to boot this one away, but they do go 3 and out.
Like we said, that's the learning curve for Leighton Bailey. That's the one you sit in the film room tomorrow morning and you go, all right, we got to look for something quick. We can't go backwards and we can't throw it at a lineman's feet.
I mean, you could, if you're Leighton Bailey, too, you could just even go down, too. Lose 4 or 5 yards instead of 12. I mean, or 22. I mean,
with the penalty, yes.
Yeah, that
Bolin,
like you said, learning curve.
Bolin shanked his last one. This is much better. Spiraling kick down towards the 45-yard line. It is returnable. Quick move as the Knights miss the first tackle and finally bring down Kamari Clopton on the Knights' 45-yard line.
You can't let him get outside on a return.
No. A return of 10 for Clopton, and the Bulldogs will start in plus territory.
Well, this feels like a big-time spot in this game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This feels like a big spot for Norwell. you got to find a way to respond. New Haven's found something the last few drives. You've got to come up with a stop right here. It's going to be tough to come back, especially with Norwell's offense from a 2-possession lead. I mean, we're still early. It's no panic time yet, but still this feels like a very big spot for Norwell.
It does, and this is a chance for the Knights defense to kind of redeem themselves a little bit. They've given up 2 really big plays, which they are not accustomed to doing. Only Leo has had that kind of success really in the last 2 years against this Norwell defense in the big play department. Williams throwing on first down, throws a long ball. Only Neuenschwander's in the area, and Martin King and Williams were not on the same page there. That ball well overthrown anyway. I will say it makes it 2nd and 10. Williams puts some air under that and just throws that thing with ease. It's like a feather. He's got quite a cannon.
Well, I'll tell you what, too. Norwell brought an outside linebacker blitz there. They brought 5, and if he'd have looked to the top of the field or the field instead of the boundary, he had 3 receivers over there against 1 defensive back if you're Norwell.
2nd and 10. Handoff. And Sanders brought down in the backfield. Blake Hafley busting through the line for the loss of 3.
Lucky Hafley made a beautiful play right there, coming through the line. That's a huge play, getting him behind the sticks. But if you're Norwell, you're really thankful with that, too, because they brought that blitz on the inside from the outside linebackers. You had a lot of room around the corner there.
Clear passing down here for New Haven, and Williams has historically been a left to right in his progression. So looking Klein Neuenschwander's way first, and then might get back to Cade Shelton's way. But again, Williams in all of his years has been left to right in his progressions.
Williams with pressure coming, and Bodenheimer has him wrapped up. The whistle blows, and the Knights get the sack. And there's the big defense, a TFL followed up by a sack, and the Bulldogs go 3 and out.
Norwell brought some blitzers there, but it didn't matter. Trey Bodenheimer able to work his way right up the middle, a nice pass rush. That's a huge stop for Norwell, huge stop. And now you got a punter in New Haven that historically hasn't been very good. I mean, kind of struggling on his punts. He had a good one earlier today, but still allowed for a little bit of a return if Cohen Bailey would have been able to catch it. That's a huge stop for Norwell, huge response there. That's the type of stuff you like to see.
First sack of the year for Trey Bodenheimer, and the 4th sack for the Knights defense.
I'll tell you what, whenever a blitz comes off the edge, you can kind of step up in the pocket, maybe work your way out. But when a blitz comes from up the middle, it's tough to make anything happen.
Williams, beauty. Back inside the 20. Bailey on the return for Norwell. Bailey. Oh, that's got to be a horse collar. There it is.
Inadvertent whistle, too.
It was an inadvertent whistle. That play, not that it really mattered because he was brought down. You wouldn't know anything about inadvertent whistles.
Hey, it was my first game. Let's relax.
It wasn't even a game.
It was a scrimmage. Come on. I have the finger whistle now, so no more problems.
Boy, I will say that's about as blatant a horse collar as you're going to get. We can see that all the way up here in the very steep press box.
Quite a conference here for what we thought was pretty easy call.
I'm
guessing they're going to pick it up if they're talking to Josh Gerber.
I have a hard time understanding how you pick that one up. Now, I can understand if you say it's not a horse collar, and that's fine. But I don't think this is getting... Huh. Well, it's... that's a situation there where typically you're really only going to have one player or one referee see that from the backside. So that's an interesting pickup. In any case, it puts Norwell at the 37, so it's still good starting field position. And what we thought was going to be a horse collar is taken away.
So, Derek, we were misled on that first score update. The blitz kind of screwed it up. He put a 1 in front of the 6 for East Noble. It was actually 16-6.
Yeah, it's now 24-6
right.
At last check. So, so that makes a little more sense. And I mean, I was going to say that's a lot of points for East Noble. That Leo team, man,
they are good.
They are very good, and they have really faltered in sectionals as of late. Bailey pulls this one down and spinning forward. It gets an extra push from behind, and it's going to boost him forward for a first down.
Yeah, a little speed option there from the Knights, and outside linebacker there for New Haven kind of tried to play both, and if the outside linebacker is going to play both, that's quarterback keep about 95% of the time.
Yeah, you can't do a little slow play like that because you're not going to get to either one of them if you do that. It's easy to do. It kind of freezes you, but that's a great read from Leighton Bailey being able to cut it up, and you're kind of in some space. He can make some stuff happen and push forward for first down.
Nice gain of 11 to move the chains. Graft on first down here. He's just dragging tacklers. And Norwell's kind of returning to what we saw on the first drive here tonight. The Knights are getting big pushes up front and a lot of space to work for these backs.
Yeah, read my mind, Derek. I was about to say that's Norwell's identity right there, and they went right back to it, and it seems to be working for them. They kind of fell in love with the pass there a little bit after that big long play to Shelton, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and you've been able to push New Haven around up front.
Second and short here for Norwell. Bailey gives some instructions, hands it off. Graft, drag down forward, pickup of a couple, and Chris Stewart, the safety, in to make the tackle. Third down and less than a yard in plus territory.
Yeah, even that's a good play. Even a couple of yards there to make it 3rd and 1. I mean, Luke Graft or John Colbert can basically fall forward for the first down now behind Brody Boland.
2 chances.
Yeah.
And if you're Norwell here, does it feel like you might want to milk the clock a little bit? Work your way down, get it close to halftime. That way you may be able to score, get a touchdown going into half, and get the ball coming out of the half.
Yeah, do a little twofer. That's the advantage of keeping it on the ground, keeping that clock moving and in your advantage. A late toss to Graft, and he picks up the first down.
Was that a pass or was that a run? You couldn't really tell. He kind of threw it sideways.
Well, Leighton Bailey tried to get going there before the snap got to him and kind of took an extra grab at it to make sure he had it, and then almost fumbled it running out there for that option. But nonetheless, Knights move the chains, and the clock keeps moving to Collins' point.
And it feels like Norwell is starting to establish a rhythm again offensively. They have really faced some adversity tonight, giving up a couple of big plays defensively. They had the intentional grounding on the last drive that killed any chance of streaking there. 1st and 10. Deep ball, Shelton, and it is bobbled and incomplete. Quantree Sanders almost had his second pick.
If you're Leighton Bailey there, they brought a 0 blitz. It was man across the board, but with that, they left the running back wide open out of the backfield. There's nobody on him. If he caught that, he had a lot of room to work, a lot of green in front of him. That's one, too, where it's a still pretty young quarterback, still inexperienced quarterback. But with time, hopefully with film, he can learn to just dump that one off. And, he had 10, 15 yards before anybody was there.
At the same time, with that 0 blitz, you do have the middle of the field wide open for a pass like that. And it was just a little off the mark.
Yep.
Can't leave it short.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Graft on 2nd down, turns it up. And Graft trips down outside the 35, inside the 33. And they're going to keep moving it forward to the 32. They'll call it a pickup of 9, and already, again, 3rd down and short, and this bodes well for the Norwell offense.
Yeah, even after that incomplete pass, you're still 3rd and 1, after a good run. And Norwell mixes it so well when they do have this rhythm. They mix run and pass so well, and it's hard as a defense to really commit to one thing or the other, especially, we always talk about it, but this 3-4 in the running game is so tough.
Another first down easily here for Graft. Inside the 30-yard line, and 4 or 5 yards just about every run on this particular drive, at least for the Knights.
And the Knights are really taking advantage of the lack of linebacker flow from New Haven on those type of stretch plays. Those backside linebackers are not flowing very well, and so you steal the first play side linebacker, and you're moving pretty good.
Going back to that, too, with the play calling, when they're in short yard situation, you think they're going to run up the middle. They've been running it outside. So you're getting those linebackers stepping up the middle and getting a lot of easy yards on the outside.
Bailey dumps it off for Graft, and he's got a lot of space again. Graft turns on the Jets and dives, corkscrewing into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, unbelievable. What speed from Luke Graft, and Colin Schwartz just out here, just a man amongst boys calling that play right there.
Just dump it off.
The running back is wide open.
Less is more sometimes.
He has the ability to outrun any athlete in the NE8, hands down, will take Luke Raft in a race.
Boy, he turned it on.
Man, he hits the second gear, and he is uncatchable.
And we've seen that from his brother, too.
Oh, yeah. De Leon, another pretty extra point. 21-18, the Knights with a 3-point lead. Hey, Barclay Builders has been building residential and commercial properties since 1981. They take pride in building their clients the best project for their budget. Let Barclay Builders get starting on building your Barclay Built Forever home. Give them a call at 260-622-7674. And Farmers and Merchant State Bank, located in Bluffton and Ossian. From checking and savings accounts to home loans, personal loans, commercial and agricultural services. Stop in and see how they can meet your financial need. At F&M, it's always about you and us. F&M, member FDIC. Well, I think they worked the clock pretty well on that drive as well. I mean, all things considered, that was about as successful of a drive as you could have hoped for. Norwell retakes the lead, and now the defense has a little bit of work to do to lock down these final 2 minutes before heading into the locker room.
I think Norwell found something with getting pressure, especially in passing situations. You got an experienced quarterback in Jakar Williams, but he's also one that doesn't seem like he's moving through progressions very much. Just keep bringing pressure on him. If his first or second wide receiver isn't there, he's just going to tuck it and try and run. Be able to keep him in the pocket, but keep bringing pressure like Norwell's been doing.
Raft boots this one away. And this one is at the 1, and it's the first returnable kickoff of the night. Boy, it's a shifty little run, isn't it? Back to the 20-yard line. Jamarcus Smith on the return.
That's one, too, where I think New Haven's coaches are now going to go, okay, just let it go over your head.
Yeah.
Norwell covered that one really, really well.
Yeah, and shifty run there. Good job there by, I believe it was Trace Mosher there on the right side.
Yeah.
Really good job of just holding the block, and he kept his outside shoulder free, and then whichever way the shift came, he just kept going, forcing him back in, and help soon arrived, and really good coverage there by the Knights.
And I feel like we're doing a lot of breakdown on a special teams kickoff, but the reasoning behind that is last time Smith let it bounce, and it bounced at the 1, and it almost was disaster because if it bounces backwards, then New Haven's probably pinned pretty deep, and that's why he started back in the end zone. Hard to get hurt back there. Of course, you can't return it from the end zone. A lot of passes expected on this drive. All kinds of room for Quantre Sanders, who makes the catch, and Cade Shelton drags him down out of bounds near the 40-yard line. And easy pitching catch there, and he's out of bounds, and that didn't take very much time. Bulldogs already on the move.
I feel like that's one where New Haven's coaches probably told him, hey, wherever the blitz is coming from, just kind of throw it that way. You have receivers over there. Norwell keeps bringing pressure. Just throw it where the blitz is coming from. Alex was talking about the hot route earlier. That's basically what that was right there.
4 receivers, 3 to the near side. A little bit of a low snap for Williams. Williams floats one deep. He's got Sanders, and he dropped it. Quantre Sanders had hit him right in the midsection, and it falls through his hands. Would have been a touchdown.
We talk about how effortlessly he throws the ball. I mean, he was running forward across his body, and just at a flick of the wrist, he put it right on the money. I mean, that was a beautiful, beautiful throw.
This is just as physical and mobile of a quarterback that you're going to see at the high school level. He is 6'4", and for a guy that's listed at 220, he looks well built.
He looks thicker than that, doesn't he?
No, he does, man. And Norwell is going to burn their second timeout, so both teams are down to 1. Well, are you looking to buy or sell in Wells County? Work with an experienced full-time agent. Bev Grish would love to guide you through the process with her 24 years of local experience. Bev sells Wells. Call 466-1822.
And this is a great timeout by Norwell because you kind of feel like your defense is scrambling just a little bit after a couple of those plays. And you got kind of a long incomplete pass there. You walk them back to the line. And then you call a timeout, give them just a little bit more time to reset here. And in a crucial drive here for New Haven, you want to keep them out of the end zone here before the half and get the ball here coming out of half.
And we've talked about New Haven's kicking game tonight a little bit. I complain about it a lot in the NFL. I hate when NFL teams go into that little prevent defense and just let them march right down the field. If you're Norwell, you might want to slip into that, though, here. You've got a New Haven team that isn't very comfortable kicking field goals. Throw into a little prevent, keep everything in front of you, come up and make tackles. And that's what I think you got to do here if you're Norwell. Go into a zone. Let's try not to do any more man because they had him wide open on that last play.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that the Bulldogs will not be attempting a field goal here tonight. I don't know if they're going to attempt another extra point.
Yeah, that's true. There's no need to.
No. Empty backfield on 2nd and 10 once again, as it has been all drive to this point. Another low snap. Williams has to pick this one up off the turf, and it broke the play right from the start. Graff can't bring him down on his own, and Aiden Rusu has to come in and help out to finish him off.
I'll tell you what, Norwell is really lucky that there aren't two back judges, because who is that? That's number 14.
Trace Mosier.
Yeah, Trace is starting for Morgan.
He ran right into a receiver. Inadvertent. I mean, it was inadvertent, but it was illegal contact downfield. I mean, they were 15 yards downfield. He just ran right into him, knocked him over. Very lucky that was not called.
And it brings up 3rd and 11, and they're letting this time slip away here. Ticking towards the minute left in the first half.
Those timeouts taken earlier coming back to hurt them right now.
Well, I think this might be kind of by design in case they have to punt. Williams to his left, and he's being chased by Graft. Now he shakes him off and throws it incomplete.
And he still almost made a throw. He's trying to throw.
There was zip behind
that
no
thing.
legs. With mustard. That's just unbelievable. You're not going to see it.
No.
You're just not going to see it at the high school level. And so the Knights are going to get the ball back here with limited time to work with and one timeout. I think, guys, this more than likely depends on what the punt does here and how aggressive you are coming out offensively.
Yeah, if I'm Norwell, I'm actually pretty comfortable with the score right now
and
getting the ball coming out of half.
I'd agree.
A good, barring a good return, I think I would just take this into halftime, unless you get a pretty good return right here to midfield-ish.
Or a shank. Williams has a pretty good one. A lot of loft under this. Good hang time. Bailey, a returnable punt. Outside the 30. And just barely had his knee make contact with the 30, or would have had a lot of extra yards. So 47 seconds. The Knights need 70 yards for a touchdown. But again, you do have the leg of De Leon here on hand tonight. I mean, you could at least give him a shot, if anything else, if you're able to pick up some yards.
This is one, too, where Norwell might be calling two plays. They might have a hot play, speed-up play, where it's the same play every single time going back to the line. I'm interested to see how Norwell attacks this because, honestly, if I'm Coach Gerber, I'm taking a knee and taking this into half. I don't want any interceptions, pick six, anything like that to kind of shake up things at half here. Interested to see how they go about this.
Yeah, you certainly don't want some disaster scenario to come to life here and the Bulldogs retake the lead. They do spread it out. Colbert in the backfield with Bailey. Bailey under center. He will hand it off. Colbert springs forward across the 35. And you're right, pretty conservative. No reason to hustle to the line here. In fact, the Knights can almost take this to the half. Although I might run another play just to see what you can get. Looks like they're pretty content. Now Bailey will clap his hands and try to get everybody to the line. This is Colbert again, I think. And he is taken down around the ankles, and now the Knights will take it into halftime. Well, all in all, I think a pretty successful half. You come on the road. The Bulldogs had a couple of big plays in the first half. Norwell's able to overcome that to some degree, and they will take a 3-point lead, and they'll get the ball to start the third quarter heading into the break.
Yeah, very give and take from both teams. Both teams have shown they have weaknesses in their defense, and both offenses have taken those weaknesses and taken advantage of them. And it's very clear to see that Norwell, when they do keep their identity and they do run first and they take advantage of that 3-4 defense, they're able to get whatever they want from New Haven. So we'll see how Matt Taylor adjusts his defense in the second half to stop the Bulldogs.
All right, let's take a break. We'll return with our halftime show in just moments. Norwell on top of New Haven, 21-18 on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network and the IHSAA Champions Network.
When looking to sell or buy a home in Wells County, it's so important to work with an experienced full-time agent from the local area. I'm Bev Grish, and I'm beginning my 24th year helping families in the real estate business and would love to guide your family through the process. When you choose to work with a local agent who knows the Wells County market, you are a step ahead. I have built good working relationships with local lenders, realtors, inspectors, contractors, and appraisers, and it helps the process go smoothly. Whether you are buying your first home, a larger home, investment property, dream home, selling a long-time family business, or downsizing into retirement, I'm here to help. Heartfelt thanks for supporting me 24 years in the real estate business I truly love. Bev sells Wells at 466-1822.
Hello, Tim Steffen Financial Group. It's been said nothing is certain except change. We must adapt to change to stay safe and move forward. What changes have there been in your life? At Steffen Financial Group, we would like to work with you and help with your future planning. Call me, Tim Steffen, or Michelle Stoller, 260-824-8175. Steffen Financial Group, 110 West Cherry Street, Bluffton, Indiana. Retirement, investments, savings plans. Steffen Financial Group can also assist with your personalized Medicare supplement, health, life, and long-term care plans. 260-824-8175. Steffen Financial Group. Solid planning, local service, professional advice. Securities and insurance offered through Thurston Springer Financial, a registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC, and Indiana Insurance Agency. Tim Steffen is a registered associate of Thurston Springer Financial, is doing business as Steffen Financial Group. Tim Steffen and Steffen Financial Group are independent of Thurston Springer Financial.
We're here at Craigville Appliance celebrating the boys of fall. We love football season at Craigville Appliance. But with that being said, we know that sometimes it's a rainy, muddy day and you got to do the laundry when you get home. We know laundry stinks, but at Craigville Appliance, we've got the tools to take care of you. Come to Craigville Appliance or tell your friends to come over. We got brands like LG, Speed Queen, Maytag, Electrolux. The list goes on and on. Come to Craigville Appliance or check us out online at cappliance.com. That's C as in cat, appliance.com.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Imagine a place where you could live independently with support close by if needed. A place where you feel secure, stress-free, and with friends next door. A place where you're just a few steps away from assistance, nursing, or even rehabilitation services. A place where a team of professionals work every day to provide everything you need and care for you just like family. This is Ossian Assisted Living, where you're close to home but far from ordinary.
Thunder and lightning, rock and roll, even peanut butter and jelly. There are some things in this world that just naturally seem to go together. At Farmers and Merchant State Bank, it's you and us. That's why at F&M, we're always ready to partner with you on all your financial needs, from checking and savings to auto loans and more. Now that's pretty black and white. Farmers and Merchants, you and us. Learn more at fm.bank, member FDIC.
The Bluffton Street Fair, the oldest and largest street fair in Indiana, is almost here. September 21st through the 25th, filled with exciting events, food, fun, and laughter. Start out on Tuesday the 21st with the Grand Opening Day Parade starting at 7 p.m., followed by the Jeep Parade. Wednesday the 22nd, it's the Antique Classic Car Show and Parade at 6 p.m., and the Community Worship Night at the Washington Street Stage starts at 7. Thursday the 23rd brings the Wheels of Yesteryear Antique Tractor Parade at 5:30, followed by the Industrial Parade at 6 p.m. The ever-popular high school choral contest starts at 7:30 at the Washington Street Stage. All week long, events with the Horse and Pony Division will hold activities at the 4-H Fairgrounds. Wristbands for rides will be available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday 5 to close for $20, Friday 1 to 7 for $17, Saturday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for $17, and 5 p.m. to close for $25. Daily activities around the fair include the Bluffton Street Fair Band and music on the Courthouse Plaza. See you at the Bluffton Street Fair. Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available.
Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3000 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. This is not an offer for the extension of credit or a commitment to lend. American Mortgage, NMLS ID 8246. Angie Top, NMLS ID 478736. Jessica Best, NMLS ID 613932. American Mortgage is an equal housing lender.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs, and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
In business since 1981, Barkley Builders has been building residential homes and commercial projects in Northeast Indiana, taking pride in building their clients the best project for their budget. With interaction between clients, vendors, and trade contractors, Barkley Builders meets the needs of homeowners to build their forever home. At Barkley Builders, it's all about you. It's your heart and your soul at the center of every design decision made. Josh and his team are poised to build the home you've always wanted. It isn't just a home, it's your forever home. Contact Barkley Builders at 260-622-7674. That's 622-7674. Or find them on Facebook at Barkley Builders, Inc. Let Barkley Builders get started on your Barkley Built Forever home.
Welcome back to Ward E. Young Stadium. We are at halftime. Norwell leading New Haven 21-18. We've had a pretty entertaining first half. Derek Decker alongside Alex Howard, Colin Schwartz, Megan Miller here tonight. We update you on some of the scores from around the area at the half. In the Northeast 8, Columbia City leading DeKalb 28-21 in a high-scoring affair. Also, Huntington North was on top of Belmont 21-3. And then that, of course, the score that everybody's looking for, Leo leading 32-12 just before halftime. And so for an East Noble team that was looking to go in and really compete, that is an impressive scoreline. Fellas, Leo's going to run away with the conference. As long as everything holds and East Noble and Nick Amstutz doesn't make some unbelievable adjustment at halftime, the Lions are going to have a cruise control finish to a Northeast 8 title once again.
Yeah, it's pretty much the rest of the NE8's playing for second, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, Leo is head and shoulders better than everybody.
Oh,
I mean, there's no getting around it. They're just better. I mean, physically, they're just a better football team. There's no way around it. So now Norwell. I mean, you got a second half to play here if you're Norwell, but an entertaining one. But I'm looking forward to next week because it seems like the Norwell East Noble game has been exciting the last few years. Been one that gets a lot of hype. I'm kind of excited for that one next week.
Yeah, I think that's right. This is a Norwell team that is going to have an opportunity to build on what they did last year. They beat East Noble for the first time in many, many years last year, ended a long losing streak up in Kendallville. Now, that was a short-handed East Noble squad without Rowan Zolman, and he will be healthy, we expect, against Norwell next week. So that'll definitely play a factor, especially defensively, but it's another big receiver they've got to deal with. Here tonight, Alex, Norwell faced some moments in that first half where things didn't go well. Defensively, they let Jakar Williams score right after the Knights just scored, and New Haven suddenly jumped back in front. But a good response, Norwell putting together a long drive right before halftime, and finding themselves with a 3-point lead at the break.
Yeah, to your point, Norwell has had problems just being able to stop New Haven in certain situations. But at the same time, they've proven that they can do it.
Yeah.
We highlighted that crucial defensive drive that Norwell had where they backed New Haven up 20 yards on a 3-and-out. They got the ball back there to score to make it 21-18 before the half. So Norwell has shown signs that they can do it, and I know Matt Taylor pretty well, and I know in that locker room right now he's making the adjustments to get this team fired up and ready to go for the second half. And this is honestly, some of their mistakes are not so much X's and O's, it's just a will type thing. I mean, you have Williams, Jakar Williams here on the sideline. You just have to push him out eventually. You can't. I mean, he's a strong runner, but you have to keep your foot in the ground when you're tackling him. You got him, and you got to get him low. You got to double team tackle him, whatever you got to do to get him down. But you cannot be scared to tackle that guy.
Why don't we take another break? The third quarter is coming up on The Voice.
The Bluffton Street Fair, the oldest and largest street fair in Indiana, is almost here. September 21st through the 25th, filled with exciting events, food, fun, and laughter. Friday the 24th from 8 to 10 p.m. is the high-octane wrestling at the fair, too, at the stage area on Washington Street. Saturday kicks off at 9 a.m. with the Diaper Derby, Kitty Tractor Pull, Big Wheel Race, and Prince and Princess Crowning, followed by the Children's Talent Show at 11:30. The Cincinnati Circus will have 3 shows at the Courthouse Plaza, 12, 2, and 4 p.m. There will be karaoke with the Ninja Outlaw Warrior from 7 to 9 p.m. Bluffton Street Fair Idol starts at 6:30 p.m. with $1,200 in prize money, followed by the Creedence Revived concert at Kehoe Park. Get your tickets early for $10, $15 at the gate. Wristbands for rides will be available Saturday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for $17 and 5 p.m. to close for $25. Daily activities around the fair include the Bluffton Street Fair Band and music on the Courthouse Plaza. See you at the Bluffton Street Fair.
Kathy Peterson of the Steffen Group is part of a select group of real estate and auction professionals that are changing the game of how real estate and auction transactions are handled. With a strong background in customer service, Kathy believes helping people is the most precious gift she can give and is committed to being a partner with her clients through the entire transaction. Contact Kathy Peterson at the Steffen Group at 824-6353 or drop her a message at Kathy, Cathie.Peterson at SteffenGRP.com.
At Corrective Chiropractic, we offer individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages, from infants to elderly, and even during pregnancy. Have you ever experienced a workplace, sports, or auto accident, or just suffer from chronic pain? Corrective Chiropractic can help. Knee, neck, shoulder, or back pain, headaches, migraines, allergies, muscular tension, Corrective Chiropractic can help. I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic. We welcome patients from Bluffton, Yoder, Decatur, Bern, Montpelier, and the surrounding areas. Schedule your appointment today at 260-353-1400 and let Corrective Chiropractic help you along your journey to health and wellness. Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza. Feel and function better.
Soaring high above, exploring our planet. Professional timepiece designed to take flight. Citizen ProMaster. Go beyond.
Daniel's Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton, where personal service and trust become part of the memory. Is filled with fabulous golf courses that offer a variety of experiences and are as diverse and distinct as the regions they're in. And there is one right here in your backyard that you shouldn't miss. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton. You deserve a little time on the greens, so book your tee time, brush off your spikes, and get ready to play. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton, just east of the Stone Quarry.
Head on out to Green Valley to hit some balls on their driving range or putting green. Call 824-4510 to reserve your tee time. Green Valley, where your friends play.
Always going to have sibling rivalry, and it's no different with the Heidi brothers. They went and built 2 dealerships right next to each other and filled them up with new Chevys, Jeeps, Buicks, Chryslers, Dodge Rams, and more. And some of the best late model pre-owned vehicles around, just so they could compete for your business with service, selection, and price. The choice is yours. Heidi Automotive Group in Bluffton, just 20 minutes south of Fort Wayne.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
Good evening, football fans. My name is Nathan Shelton. As an advisor at Shelton Financial Group, my job is to help our clients plan for and adjust to the unexpected in life. That may be a change in employment status, a change in the tax code, or rising inflation. At Shelton Financial, our process, called the One Life Formula, is designed to help you work through the questions, concerns, and unexpected that may happen in your life. To schedule a time to discuss with us, please call our office at 260-436-7006 or visit our website at sheltonfinancial.com. Nathan Shelton, investment advisor representative of USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, welcome back here to Ward E. Young Stadium. About to get things underway in the third quarter. It's 21-18. Norwell on top of New Haven. Derek Decker alongside Alex Howard, Colin Schwartz, Megan Miller on the broadcast here tonight. I guess you could call this our first 4-person crew. And I know, fellas, it takes a little bit of burden off of you guys to work the camera. I've done it plenty of times. I know I know how to do it. And I know that it's a lot easier to sit up here watching football and just talking about it. So special thanks to Megan Miller coming up and helping us out tonight. Guys, we have a pretty exciting second half on tap. Really, we think that both teams saw some weaknesses in the opposing defenses, and we'll see what kind of adjustments will be made at halftime to see who can come out on top tonight. Norwell looking to try to keep pace as best they can in the Northeast State, although with the score line at Leo right now, or actually in Kendallville, it's probably not going to matter, but Norwell's still playing for a lot here in the regular season, and this is an important test to gauge where they're at going forward the rest of the season.
Yeah, we talked a lot about special teams today and almost beat the dead horse. But at the same time, you look at the scoreboard, New Haven's had problems on extra point attempts, and it shows on the scoreboard. So definitely point of emphasis, especially with both defenses potentially figuring it out. Those special team points loom large.
You know, one thing I've been starting to wonder, New Haven has played in 3 close games, if I'm recalling correctly. Norwell hasn't played in any. 2.
Right. And both of the close ones went to double overtime.
Yeah, so I'd like to see if that ends up playing any sort of factor in this, in the second half.
It very well could. All right, we're ready to get underway. Will Del Cid will kick it off. Off we go in the third quarter here in New Haven. Drew Kraft on the return, and he won't make it back to the 20.
Well, it seems like the kicks from New Haven have gotten progressively better throughout the game.
Definitely.
Yeah, that one kind of snuck up on Drew Kraft. He caught it above his head, which as a returner you don't ever want to do because you don't get that running start. That gives you that momentum to make a move. So a night start farther back than they have all night tonight.
Yep, we're starting field position at the 19-yard line. And Norwell fellas threw it a lot on first down early in the contest, kind of adjusted, went back to their regular style in the second quarter, and they were much better served for the most part overall by staying within themselves and running it in the early downs. As you guys mentioned, that's kind of the identity of this Norwell group. 2 in the backfield for the Knights on first down. Graft and Colbert both options. Bodenheimer shifting behind the line as well. It's a toss to Colbert. Graft will block. He does shove a block, and Colbert goes tumbling forward across the 20. A pickup of 3 on first down.
Kind of exact replica of how the Knights started this game earlier when the sun was still up. It started with John Colbert and let Luke Graff kind of lead through there.
Norwell is not in any kind of a hurry coming out in this third quarter. New Haven's a team that will push the tempo much more often. 2nd down and 7 on Norwell's 22-yard line. Here's a toss to Graft. Graft, a shifty cut to the 25-yard line. 3rd down and about 4. So Norwell not quite the big holes that they had at times in the first half, but still they're competent runs, and it puts them in a situation in 3rd and manageable.
Stay on time, stay on plan if you're Norwell. Stay ahead of the sticks. I mean, like you said, 3rd and manageable. There's a lot of plays in the playbook for this specific down.
Sure. They'll send Graft out wide alongside Neuenschwander. Cohen Bailey to the opposite side. 3rd down and 4 on Norwell's first drive of the third quarter. Bailey to pass. Can't find what he wants on the right side. Zings one over the middle, way low, shin high between Bailey and Neuenschwander. And the Knights go 3 and out on their first drive.
Exactly what the doctor ordered if you're New Haven.
Oh, yeah.
3 and out. Going to get the ball in probably pretty good field position, or at least not bad. That's what you want coming out of halftime, especially when you have a chance of going down 2 possessions.
Well, Boland's had one good one and one bad one tonight. Stands back at his own 10-yard line. Has plenty of time. A little bit of a wobbling kick. And it will take a Norwell roll. Still on the move. And it's all the way down to the 31-yard line, where New Haven will start their first drive of the third quarter. So, look, there's a couple of things to look at here for the Bulldogs, to be honest with you. When you break everything down in that first half, they ran the misdirection play a couple of times and got everybody to bite. You looked at Quantree Sanders, who had the 50-yard touchdown run from midfield. Got to expect that happens at least at some point to see if they can continue to have success against it here in this third quarter. New Haven out of the pistol on first down. Hand off to Sanders. Sanders tries to stretch it out to the outside. Hafley chasing him, and Hafley missed him, and he's bumped out of bounds by Cade Shelton after a gain of about 4.
They may have been able to get 3 or 4 right there, but you can tell Norwell made a little bit of adjustment over there, can't you? I mean, they left an overhang out there. That was the bread and butter of New Haven's offense in the first half, pulling those 2 offensive linemen out around the edge. They were able to keep guys out there, overhang players out there to string it out or force it back in. That's what you're looking for.
Stringing out or forcing it back into the playmakers is what makes that a 2 or 3 yard gain instead of a 13-yard gain.
Williams, deep ball, Neuenschwander there, and Neuenschwander almost picks it off. And that ball was underthrown from the start, and Mylan Graham was the intended receiver who had success early in the contest. He was his top target early in the game. He has 10 catches on the season. It brings up a 3rd down and 7 for New Haven.
I don't really understand the play call if you're New Haven right there. You kind of had a good first down play, getting 3 or 4, and they tried a double move. He tried the pump fake. You could see it. Klein Neuenschwander didn't bite at all on it. He made a really good play, and New Haven is very fortunate they still have the ball.
And an important 3rd down.
Be aware of the sticks here if you're Norwell, especially secondary.
And they'll hand it off. And Sanders is stacked up at the 35, so they tried to catch Norwell napping. Luke Graft, Aiden Rusu easily make the tackle, and so New Haven will return the favor with a 3 and out of their own.
I don't understand that play call at all. I mean, I do not understand it at all. They had nothing going. They pulled only 1 lineman on that one, so you could say that was still kind of what's been working for them, but they tried to run it up the middle, and everything that they've had success on has been to the outside tonight. Like you said, they're trying to catch Norwell napping.
Yeah, I was surprised as well.
I don't understand that play call.
And you're taking it out of Jakar Williams' hands in a big situation.
That's tough.
Man.
Mal, that is an outstanding punt. And it's bouncing back to the 10-yard line, just outside the 10. Well, I don't know what Jakar Williams found tonight. And unless I was misled by Tom Neuenschwander coming into the game. His longest punt of the season was 28 yards. And that he's had all of his punts have been over 28 yards tonight. He's had some really good ones, and that one with no return backs Norwell up to the 11-yard line.
You know, his first one was a little, like, it wasn't the best. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best. But, man, ever since then, not only is he getting distance on it, but he's getting hang time. I mean, good grief. That was, I think, you know, old Coach Tommy Neuenschwander was misleading you a little bit.
I don't know. Maybe they were fudging the stats a little bit. Kyle Boer, the fourth-year head coach of this Bulldogs team, 7-27 as a head coach. A couple of years spent down at Madison Grant, and his first year at New Haven, and a couple of close losses. But he's got a chance to make it up tonight. Bailey's in the end zone, and he tosses it out. And what's the call? Are they going to say he released it? And they're saying he's down with forward progress inside the one, eyelash outside the goal line. The back half of the football sitting in the end zone.
Why are we throwing it?
We talked about that. Now the New Haven fans unhappy. I thought that very easily could have been a safety. It looked to me like when he was first contacted, it was in the end zone.
I think you're right. That was very close, but I just don't understand why we're throwing it. To run the ball, go to your identity.
Right.
You know, we talked about it.
So 2nd down and a mile, and now they'll run it, and there's no space. He might have gotten to the 1.
And now New Haven knows you're going to run it because you need space to be able to convert here on 3rd down.
Yeah, you know what? That's the second time, well, actually the 3rd time tonight that Norwell has killed a drive on the 1st down throw that hasn't worked out.
I just don't understand, because it's not like they had great field position. It's not like they were on the 40-yard line.
No.
Stay ahead of the sticks. I mean, you have a lot of plays in your bag for 3rd and 5. You don't have a lot for 3rd and long from the 2-yard line.
And the 2 might be kind of generous. Bailey hands it off. And Luke Graff goes tumbling out to the 5. Well, that's a less than ideal start here in this 3rd quarter for both offenses, really, and neither team has mustered a 1st down almost halfway through the 3rd quarter.
You know, we talked about the defense is trying to figure it out, but it's been mainly offense.
It's been sloppy offense.
In the foot.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, this makes you as a long snapper nervous. It makes you as a punter nervous. This is a tough situation, and they're going to get great field position now too.
The Knights holding a slim 3-point lead here on the road. Good snap, and Bolin hits a high punt. It bounces backwards. And it will be down at the 39-yard line, and they'll call it a punt of 34 for Bolin. And this is the best starting field position of the night for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bolin pulled out my pitching wedge shot there, plopped it on the green with a little bit of backspin into the hole. Should have gotten the 5-iron out there. We wanted a little bit more run.
Your ideal wedge, which that doesn't happen very often.
Comes out once in a blue moon.
All right, Tiger.
Well, this is the Bulldogs' best chance of the night to take the lead, guys.
Yeah, it's time to see what Norwell's made of. Dig
Again?
your heels in right here.
Last time Norwell was desperate for a stand, they got one. Handoff on 1st down to Trey Bates, and he tries to maneuver to the outside, but again, just not a lot of room there. John Colbert in on the tackle alongside Blake Hafley. No gain on 1st down.
And if you're New Haven here, good field position. I almost like just to take a shot with Williams here. Let the arm loose and try to blow the top off the defense. Nothing fancy, just try to go route here, your best receiver, and why not?
Yeah, and I think it's probably a good time to try that because you're in 4-down territory here.
Exactly.
You know, you're not going to look to punt unless you lose a bunch of yards.
And you can tell pre-play, Norwell is man across the board.
Low snap again. Williams throws it. It's bobbled and picked off! Blake Hafley running down the sideline, and they missed the tackle. Hafley inside the 5 and caught at the 3, and the Knights are knocking on the door. Blake Hafley, his first pick of the season.
They tried a slant and out right there is what they tried. Blake Hafley read it all the way. He was able to step in front. That's a long throw for Jakar Williams to make. He was on the far side. He tried to throw it all the way across the field, gave Hafley a lot of time to break on it. Beautiful play. Boy, that is a swinging.
No kidding.
I mean, that is a huge swing of momentum right
swing.
here.
Yeah, we called for a pass that goes over the top. They try to go a little dink and dump, and like Han said, that is a long throw, and if you have a good linebacker that's ready for it, Blake must have seen that on film. A lot of teams run that kind of out and slant. So as a linebacker, you get a feel for it, and he almost houses it.
Man.
You can tell Coach Taylor, too, on the play before that, they tried to run with their bread and butter play, pulling the two offensive linemen out. Coach Taylor made an adjustment. He has guys out there now. They're forcing that back in or they're stringing it out. New Haven's going to have to find something else. That's what they tried to do right there, and obviously it backfired. That's a great adjustment, great defensive stand from Norwell.
Man, and now the Knights are right there in scoring territory. 1st and goal on the 4-yard line. The toss to Colbert, and Colbert is into the end zone. This game has turned on a dime, and the Knights have a 9-point lead on the road.
Yep, and this is exactly what we talked about pregame. We talked about it earlier in the game when Norwell was trying to make a run to put this thing away. You know, these are the plays that New Haven has historically given up, where they will start to deflate, and you can kind of see chips in the armor.
You know, going off of that, too, this is danger zone for New Haven.
Big time.
They have not had anything going here in the second half. They have got to find something on this next drive, because now, you know, with this Norwell offense, as the PAT is good, this Norwell offense, they can milk the clock. They can run the ball. They will milk the clock, and this game could get over in a hurry if New Haven doesn't find something that works.
Now you're pushed it to 2 possessions, which is huge.
Yeah, and again, that's where the special teams comes back into play, because realistically, this, even if you botch one, you're still within one possession. So it's 28-18, and it's, again, when you look at this Norwell team and their makeup, the dynamic and the strength of this group is their defense making plays. On the season, the defense has a +8 turnover margin, 10-2. And it's on display here again tonight. Blake Hafley, the linebacker, getting his first pick of the season and almost taking it back for 6 himself. John Colbert finishes off the drive a play later.
Wow. I mean, how quickly can things turn?
No
Good
kidding.
grief. We went from thinking, man, Norwell's looking like they could get down. They need to respond. And I guess they responded. I mean,
in a big way. And again, that's the second time tonight.
Yeah.
Last time they were down 4 points, and they got the big stand, and then they went down, marched, and scored. And they just find the way to stay within themselves and keep themselves composed. It's a mark of a veteran team.
I was going to say, that's something that's very encouraging if you're a Norwell fan or coach.
This is returnable once again for the second time tonight. Jamarcus Smith tries to push it to the outside. Smith has a block. Smith down the sideline, cuts it back up. Smith is still on his feet across the 35. And New Haven gets an outstanding return down to the 32-yard line. 67 yards on the return.
You know, we talked about it on one of the last few kickoffs. You can't let someone come outside of you there. You just can't have it. And if they can get outside of you, get a block out there, Norwell's very lucky that ball wasn't taken to the house. You just can't let them get outside. That's like the number one. That is the golden rule on kickoffs. That is a cardinal sin that you cannot commit if you let someone get outside on the very edge.
Yeah, Colin sat in a lot of special teams meetings.
That's right.
I've heard a lot through the walls, and it's all about those outside guys squeezing it down as much as they can without letting outside contain go, and that's what happens. You flip the field.
Bates gets a yard on first down.
Man, New Haven's trying that. That play worked 9 out of 10 times in the first half, pulling the play side guard and the backside tackle. It's not working anymore. Coach Taylor saw that one. He's been able to get players out there, get that overhang, force it back in. Didn't help New Haven was running into the boundary there either.
Bates again, and he is met by Brody Bolin with some vengeance. And his entire body weight falls down on the 155-pound Trey Bates at the 30-yard line. 3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs.
New Haven has nothing right now. No. They don't have a single thing going. They haven't this whole third quarter. And we keep saying it. They got to find something because they don't have anything right now.
Yeah, and they couldn't at least immediately build off the spark of the big kickoff return, which got him 67 yards. Man, that was outstanding.
Yeah, big play right here for New Haven, too. 4-down territory, but you want to make this 4th and very manageable here.
Williams stays on his feet. Williams picks up a block, reverses field, floats it deep. Incomplete. Diving effort given by Chris Stewart.
How does this guy keep doing it? He's running away from 4 defenders, able to turn his hips just well enough to float one out just out of the reach of a
And
of
that's
receiver.
also the second time he's put it right on the money while he's been doing
Right.
it. I mean, that is 2 big plays that New Haven has dropped tonight, both of which, I guess we don't know on this one yet, but the one before, I mean, they had a walk-in touchdown if the guy catches it this time, and they didn't score on that drive. We'll see what happens on this one.
And Norwell is going to call a timeout ahead of this 4th down play that's upcoming for the Bulldogs. We'll step aside and be back after this.
The Bluffton Street Fair, the oldest and largest street fair in Indiana, is almost here. September 21st through the 25th, filled with exciting events, food, fun, and laughter. Start out on Tuesday the 21st with the Grand Opening Day Parade starting at 7 p.m., followed by the Jeep Parade. Wednesday the 22nd, it's the Antique Classic Car Show and Parade at 6 p.m., and the Community Worship Night at the Washington Street Stage starts at 7. Thursday the 23rd brings the Wheels of Yesteryear Antique Tractor Parade at 5:30, followed by the Industrial Parade at 6 p.m. The ever-popular high school choral contest starts at 7:30 at the Washington Street Stage. All week long, events with the Horse and Pony Division will hold activities at the 4-H Fairgrounds. Wristbands for rides will be available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday 5 to close for $20, Friday 1 to 7 for $17, Saturday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for $17, and 5 p.m. to close for $25. Daily activities around the fair include the Bluffton Street Fair Band and music on the Courthouse Plaza. See you at the Bluffton Street Fair.
Huge 4th down coming up for the Bulldogs at the 30-yard line. They need this big time. Coming out of the timeout taken by Norwell. The Bulldogs have not had any offensive success in the 3rd quarter. Williams to throw. Stands in the pocket, now releases. Williams has a 1st down and more across the 15 and is finally chopped down by Neuenschwander at the 12-yard line. And that's a pickup of 18 to move the chains.
Got to find a way to keep him in the pocket. He's been able to run around like that. I know he's a hard man to bring down, but you got to be able to find a way to keep him in the pocket. Once he gets outside like that, he's too much of a playmaker. You got to find a way to bring that pressure up the middle and keep those ends to keep them inside.
Oh, they drop it. The Knights almost jump on it, and I think that Williams got back on it, and the clock should run here, and it will. Boy, that was almost disaster.
Boy, New Haven it feels like they've shot themselves in the foot quite a few times tonight. You know, they had that interception. They've had a few dropped long ones. And, then that's just a lost play. Whenever you fumble the snap like that, fumble the exchange, that's just a lost play. And it gets you behind the sticks.
Again, it just kills your momentum, too. You just had a big play that gave you an opportunity to make up for some of the things that have gone wrong on offense in this half. And Rusu brings down Bates from behind.
Just nothing running the ball anymore. Nothing at all. It almost feels like they need to pass it all the time. Maybe mix in a screen. You got to find something else because running the ball is not working right now.
No, and remember, guys, this is a New Haven team that does not have a special teams unit. So a field goal would be very beneficial here. It puts them back within a touchdown and would put it back to a one-score game, but that's just not an option for this New Haven group.
Shorts, to your point there, New Haven has had success today on that screen. That bubble screen to the slot receiver has been beneficial, or even to the running back.
Ticking towards 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Williams throws it right. It's complete, but a short gain and an excellent play on the outside to keep that thing within reach. And Blake Hafley making plays on both sides of the field for the Knights.
Yeah, that's a great break from Hafley right there, being able to keep that at 4th and long. But one thing I'm a little surprised New Haven went away from is that little motion that they were doing. They were doing that a lot in the first half. It can really screw up a defense, and their linebackers get them going one way, throw it the other, run it the other. We only saw that a few times in the first half and haven't really seen it since. I'm a little surprised they haven't tried that again.
4th down and 9 for the Bulldogs. They need to get down to the 2.
Keep them in the pocket here.
And they hand it off, and there's no room to go up the middle. again, shocked by the play call, and the Bulldogs give it away on downs.
That's the second time in this quarter that I have been shocked at a play call from New Haven. They ran it a little bit earlier. They ran it there. I mean, 4th and 9. And once again, it didn't – we talked about the first time they tried to catch Norwell napping.
And that's understood.
Yes.
To some degree.
It goes back to that whole fool yourself once, shame on you. Fool me once, you can't get fooled again. I mean, it's like they just fooled themselves. I don't know what they're thinking.
Oh, my gosh.
4th and 9, and we're going to run it up the middle.
And another thing, Jakar Williams came off, and he was livid at the coaching staff.
I can't blame him.
Very well. I mean, he's justified in that thinking, but
oh, yeah.
Again, this New Haven team is just all kinds of discombobulated here in this third quarter.
You could even call the Jeff Miller special and just call it quarterback run right or quarterback run left.
Graft has some space. He busts a tackle. It's going to be a foot race. Graft's across midfield, and Graft's going to win the race. He's going to go 88 yards for a touchdown. Luke Graft rips off a big one, and that might be the dagger.
Wow. We talked about his ability to win a foot race, and that is proof right there for all of you people that thought I was crazy for saying I take Luke Graft in a race. That is proof right there why he is one of the fastest players in this conference and on this side of the state for sure.
Wow. And, guys, you've been talking about it all night. It's been a historical problem for this Bulldogs group. Whenever something goes wrong or a couple of plays in a row, they just implode, and that's what's happened here tonight.
You can see it in their body language right
Absolutely.
now, too. They are, man, this game could end up getting out of hand. We were talking about having a close game, and this game might end up getting out of hand here in the second half.
Man. Right, we still have one quarter to go, and it feels
over.
Norwell right
it
now.
does.
There's a whole quarter left to go, and you're right. Norwell's got to keep it down.
And again, guys, partially because of the special teams, it is a 3-score game.
Right.
And the Bulldogs do have a quick strike offense, so it's hard to rule them out of a contest, but they have got to get some things moving. They didn't have hardly any success, even on the drive where they got down to the 10. Remember, they had excellent starting field position after the Norwell offensive miscue and the big special teams kickoff return. So outside of that, they have just not had much offensively.
And their best play here in the second half was on that play or on that drive where they had plus field position, and all it was a quarterback scramble. That's been their best play so far, has been a quarterback scramble here in the second half. They have absolutely nothing going for them right now. Norwell made some great adjustments at halftime, and right now New Haven just doesn't have an answer, do they?
Oh, they don't. And again, it is just amazing. Part of it's a culture thing, and I realize it's a first-year head coach here at New Haven. He was a 3-year guy at Madison Grant. But somebody has got to come into this program and change the way that they respond to adversity, because it's a problem. This is a talented group in New Haven. They've got a lot of weapons. They've got an outstanding quarterback who, under the right leadership, I mean, he could make a run at one of the better quarterbacks in the state.
Yep.
And that kick is going to go out of bounds. So this is going to give New Haven pretty good field position again here out to the 35-yard line. But kind of going back to that point, there are so many dynamic playmakers on this New Haven group. They've got a couple of special guys in the secondary. Just have not found a way to piece things together here in 2021, in danger of falling to 1-4.
Yeah, and as New Haven offense kind of sombers back on the field here, they're kind of flipping the machine here into panic mode, and so we're going to see here what the play calling looks like from the coaches. It could be a little bit more desperation, and I think Jakar Williams is going to have to fit some passes in. So if you're a Norwell defensive back, you're going to want to play over the top about everything.
Yeah, and Norwell, it seems anyway, has made the adjustments to force New Haven into being a one-dimensional team in the second half.
And Norwell's going 4 down linemen. We haven't seen that yet tonight.
The throw to Mylan Graham. Graham makes the grab, and then a tackle around the ankles after a gain of 4.
And you see, I'm surprised they haven't ran plays like that more often. I mean, that's just as good as trying
play.
to hand it up right up the middle.
Right.
You get 4 or 5 yards on first down. Norwell was playing soft coverage. Just swing it out there, try and make a man miss, get a few yards.
Sure, high percentage throw, and Williams does not make a lot of those, partially because of the play calling. Again, he's only completed 43% of his passes on the year. And that was a dangerous play. Blake Hafley was breaking on it once again. Martin King, the intended receiver.
Looked like Hafley knew that play was coming right there. I mean,
astoundingly, Williams that pick that he threw to Hafley was his first interception thrown of the year. This has been a Bulldogs team that has taken excellent care of the football, and it really hurt him there. It was more or less a pick six. It set up Norwell inside the 5, and Colbert finished off the drive to take control of the game. 3rd down and 6 for the Bulldogs. And he pulls it back. Graff chasing him. Williams still up. Williams has a wide open man, and Chris Stewart has a first down and much more. And he is finally brought out of bounds by Hafley down near the 30-yard line. And Williams makes a play with his feet and finds the open man in the middle.
They got to work on their tackling a little bit. That's been, one of the things that's really hurting Norwell tonight is they have not been able to tackle Jakar Williams. And like I said, I know it's hard. I mean, he's 6'4", 220, got some long arms on him, a good stiff arm. I mean, but goodness gracious, they've missed way too many tackles tonight.
We've sang Luke Graff's praises all night tonight, but he got stiff arm pretty good there by Williams, and Williams able to extend the play and move the chains.
They've gotten a lot of pressure on him.
They have. You're right. And this is the first carry of the night for Jarrell Jackson, the 5'9" senior. Starts on the opposite side of the football, and he picks up 2.
That gave me a kind of a sense that New Haven's just trying to keep Norwell honest. I mean, you got to at least mix in 1 or 2 runs, but man, they just can't get anything going on the run anymore. Norwell really tightened up. And is this the first drive that Norwell's gone to 4 down linemen?
That I can recall, yes. I mean, obviously, we'd have to go back on film to watch that.
I'm a little surprised that they're doing that in such high passing situations now, it would seem.
Williams incomplete on a bullet pass intended over the middle for Jamarcus Smith.
And he threw that one a little too hard, didn't he?
Right, and Blake Hafley comes off the outside edge there at linebacker position, kind of like he kind of didn't commit to his blitz there, almost like a spy, like he was spying Williams there, making sure he didn't come back his way. But to your point, they're kind of going single high safety here, 4 linebackers, 4 defensive linemen. And we got a flag here.
And it's going to go against the Bulldogs.
But against a passing caliber team like New Haven, it is shocking. But again, no Bo Morgan in the secondary, so maybe you're taking chances with more experienced linebackers.
Now, that's a really hard penalty to swallow if you're the Bulldogs. Now you're playing behind the sticks on 3rd down and 13. There really haven't been very many penalties tonight at all from this Jerry Parker-led crew. It's been a pretty clean game in that aspect. 3rd down and 13. That's a hold. We both saw that one pretty easy. Williams doesn't matter what he does here.
No, well,
he does complete the pass. Yeah, I thought he was across the line of scrimmage. Just goes for a touchdown, but it's coming back. It was Mylan Graham on the touchdown catch, and that was a smothering hold on the ground.
It was
complete takedown.
It was just a tackle.
Yep. And actually, you know what? The flag is lined up on the line of scrimmage, so the head linesman saw that as well. That should be an illegal forward pass, too.
Yeah, he got it.
But the Knights, I guess, will take the hold. It would bring up 4th down and 13. Yeah. So the officials are discussing what the Knights want to accept here. Josh Gerber coming onto the field to talk to Jerry Parker. They're just talking about how there haven't been very many penalties tonight. Now we've got 2 on the same play.
The old announcer jinx.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. I mean, you are going to be hard-pressed to find a clearer hold than the one we just saw.
I mean, I'm surprised that the umpire didn't even see that one, too. I mean,
there could have been 5 flags on that one.
That was as obvious as it gets.
And the Knights will decline it, and they will accept the illegal forward pass because it constitutes a loss of down, and it's a 5-yard penalty. So it will back them up to the 39. 4th down and 18 for the Bulldogs.
And even with 2 penalties there on the Bulldogs, as Knights coach, Coach Gerber, Coach Taylor, they're both very frustrated with the defense not playing that out. Hafley kind of gave a lackluster push there.
Yeah, they knew. Yeah.
I mean, they knew the penalty was there, but still, you can't just give up on that. Yeah. I mean, in that situation, you'd love to tackle him and keep him 4th down, but nonetheless, legal forward pass helps.
Williams going for the home run, and it is incomplete. Kamari Clopton almost made the catch, and he actually had the safety beat.
Wow. I mean, that's the third dropped touchdown, essentially, that New Haven has had tonight.
Yeah, you got a feel for Williams. That's a good ball again.
Yeah.
That's not an easy catch to make,
no.
Streaking in the middle of the field like that. But holy Moses, they've had their chances tonight.
Yeah, and this is something that we didn't really touch on in the pregame show or throughout the game, but something worth noting. I mean, this is a very experienced wide receiver group for New Haven.
Yeah.
And these corners for Norwell are not experienced because your two corners, John Colbert, Luke Graft, got moved to linebacker this season with the seniors that they lost last year. So very inexperienced group on the wings, and
obviously,
it's showing.
And Trace Mosier starting at safety tonight for the Ailing Morgan. First down with just less than 20 seconds left in the third quarter.
Please don't throw a pass here.
The Knights are in full control of the game. They will toss it to Graft on a very safe play, and Graft has plenty of room to maneuver for 6 and take us to the end of the third quarter. A good play call gives the Knights a second down and short. Norwell has taken control of the football game. They lead it 35-18. They've built on their halftime lead of 3. We are headed to the final frame on the other side on WellsCountyVoice.com.
In business since 1981, Barclay Builders has been building residential homes and commercial projects in Northeast Indiana, taking pride in building their clients the best project for their budget. With interaction between clients, vendors, and trade contractors, Barclay Builders meets the needs of homeowners to build their forever home. At Barclay Builders, it's all about you. It's your heart and your soul at the center of every design decision made. Josh and his team are poised to build the home you've always wanted. It isn't just a home, it's your forever home. Contact Barclay Builders at 260-622-7674. That's 622-7674. Or find them on Facebook at Barclay Builders, Inc. Let Barclay Builders get started on your Barclay Built forever home.
Back here at Wardy Young Stadium for the final quarter, 35-18, Norwell on top of New Haven. It's been a fun one to watch tonight. It's turned into a really action-packed third quarter. And the Knights have second down and about 4 to open the frame. Graft, big space to work in. Graft has a first down.
Well, if they get that play going the rest of the day, this one is over.
Yeah, I think it's. Well,
you can make the argument. I was gonna say you can make the argument that it's over now, but yeah, if they can get that play, New Haven won't get the ball back until 6 minutes, 5-6 minutes left in the game.
And that's the problem. And obviously, if they allow another score too, it just puts the final nail in the coffin.
Right.
So the back's against the wall here for the Bulldogs, and just not a lot you can do outside of forcing a fumble. The Knights have been excellent in ball security this year, which probably will prompt a fumble on this play. And Graft picks up 2. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You can't be serious.
There is none better in the business, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, what'd you say?
There
is no announcer jinx? Is that what you said?
Call it what you want. The officials are discussing things. Clock is stopped for the moment. I don't know what the discussion
Boy,
could
if
be
they
about.
call him down and give this back to Norwell.
The head lines judge.
Yep. They're going to
call him down.
Wow.
Save Derek Decker from public humiliation.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry.
With Austin days going on, we would have taken him to the town square.
Man. Well, the Bulldog fans obviously don't like it. The clock should be on the move here. There it goes. That's hard to believe.
Wow, I can't believe that.
You can almost speak it into existence. That's a nice power to have. I like it. Nice ability.
Start using that more often.
I will use it for good only. 2nd and 8.
Can you speak into existence an IU win tomorrow?
I don't think it works like that. Graft lowers his head, and he's down to the 40-yard line to bring up 3rd and short. Well, this is a game that the Knights have taken just completely by control. And boy, it would have been hard to convince me that would have been the case at the end of the third, or at the end of the second quarter. Remember, though, it's just amazing year in and year out. And I hate to keep badgering the same point, but it has to be frustrating for Kyle Boer and a staff that just doesn't have a group of kids that can respond when their backs are pressed against the wall and when they face some adversity. Because you work through stuff over the course of a season. And that's part of the reason why the Bulldogs don't have a good record in close games.
Yeah, and a lot of that does come from coaching, just the culture you try to build. But you're right. I mean, as far as your leaders, trickling down to just your everyday players, the response of New Haven has never been great, never been good, and it shows on the scoreboard tonight, and it shows in a lot of close games.
I mean, honestly, I know we probably don't have it in the broadcast right now, but all you got to do is look at the bench right now. You got a lot of leaders from New Haven just sitting down.
They've crumbled.
It really doesn't look like they even care anymore, some of them. So, I mean, there's an old saying, goes back to you either coach it or you allow it. And you probably can't pin it all on the coaches.
Right.
Some of it has to fall on players, leaders. High school can be hard, but I mean, you could see it after that long run by Graft, or maybe even after that interception. That you could see it. Their heads went down, their body language changed. In the first half, they were all about it. They responded a few times in the first half, but I mean, they've lost all momentum. I mean, the wind is completely taken out of their sails right now.
Which is frustrating for me sitting up here and us as football fans to know what athletes they have down there on the field.
Yeah, they're fun to watch.
And know that they can turn it on any moment they want, but when they decide to turn it off, it is off, and when it's off for good. So
Bailey trying to keep this thing in bounds, which is smart, but he ends up getting shoved out anyway. So we'll bring the clock to a close.
I will say, I think everybody who is watching this game at all could see Brody Bullen was almost off the ball on that. You could tell he was pulling. I mean, he was a half a yard to a yard off the ball and had his shoulders angled to the boundary there. You could tell he was pulling, and New Haven was able to sniff that one out and just string it out.
Well, Bullen will be forced to punt here. Bullen hits a low punt this time, bouncing, and it took a really hard bounce into the end zone. And so a net punt of 22, and that will allow New Haven to start on the 20 with 10 minutes left, trailing by 17. While we do have a moment, do want to recognize Cole Patrick. Forgot to fit this into the broadcast last week. He was selected as a Beck's player with heart for his efforts on and off the field. He's a sixth generation on his family farm and wants to continue to work on the farm. It's a state honor recognized. So a Beck's player with heart, Cole Patrick, the 6'2", 210 senior, starting left tackle for the Knights. It's a high honor and a good honor at that for this Norwell group. 1st and 10 for New Haven on the 20-yard line. Well, I don't know how much space there's going to be in the middle tonight.
I'll tell you what, coming into this season, I was not a big I shouldn't say that. I didn't really know Trey Bodenheimer very well. I really didn't. He didn't play a ton last year. I just guess I didn't really remember him. But boy, he is fun to watch. For somebody who runs the ball, kind of goes in motion, makes some blocks, he wreaks havoc at a nose guard position. I mean, he is really in there. I mean, he's 210 pounds, and he's at the nose guard position, just making plays. He is a lot of fun to watch. He plays hard. He's well put together, smart football player, and it only being a sophomore, he's going to be exciting to watch for a few years.
Yeah, he just from a physical maturity level has such an advantage on other guys as an underclassman and such a good frame to work with.
I mean, what advantage you put him at a 4-point stance. You just let him fire out as low as he possibly can.
And he's a strong kid.
He is. Oh, absolutely.
But, whenever you put someone like that in the middle, too, you're obviously 99% of the time going to be more athletic, too. Right. And he's able to use that to his advantage as well.
Right, and he's just the right amount reckless in there, too. Just blow stuff up.
3rd down and 6 for the Bulldogs, with time slipping away. Williams will throw. And he's got pressure. Oh, right through the hands of McCabe. Stuart McCabe would have had a shot at the end zone and had a good look at a pick. And at this point, even though you're on your own 24, you've got to go for it if you're New Haven and try to keep this thing alive.
Man, it looked like he was throwing it to McCabe right there.
Yeah.
I mean, right through his hands.
Well, they're going to bring on the special teams here.
Kind of waving the white flag at this point.
Stuart McCabe's a good kid.
Hard
Wish he
worker.
would have, hard worker. Wish he would have reeled it in. But if you know Stuart McCabe or have his number, go ahead and shoot him a text and make fun of him for that, because he'll get a kick out of it.
And say that Alex told you to.
Yep.
They gotta
or
get
his JV coach, Christian Bohada. You can say he told me to, too.
with us in spirit tonight. There's a false start.
False start.
It's just amazing how much this game has changed. I mean,
Well,
this looks like a totally different Bulldog team in the second half.
I mean, we were looking forward to the second half. You were all excited. First close game of the season. It unraveled quick.
It does. It really did. It's surprising.
Yeah, because New Haven came out and got a stop, too.
Right. Exactly.
They had
and
a chance
Norwell
to
was
take
going the
lead.
wrong direction on offense twice. Bit of a line drive punt. He kicks it away from Cohen Bailey. Checks up just outside the 40-yard line. All right, so try to find you an update, and we do have an update. East Noble has the ball and trails 32-25 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So the dream stays alive here for Norwell.
Coach Amstut's inspired speech at halftime might be what you're hearing about in the paper tomorrow.
I'm sure it was a little more than a PG-rated speech.
Oh,
in that
I'm
locker
sure.
room. Coach Amstutz has had so much success in Kendallville. Man, that's impressive. And if they are able to cap off a comeback, it'll be one for the history books since this conference has been incepted.
That cannon will get plenty of use tonight if they come back and win this thing.
That's right.
I hate that thing.
Don't we all?
Yeah, well, we're
I
not
got-
all homers on the broadcast, but
I got to hear it quite a bit when I played there.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, not to bring this up again, but I will. Neither one of you guys had success in Kendallville.
Derek's trying to give away Jeep
And a
Cherokee
phone.
and a
I've
phone.
been handed all kinds of stuff in here tonight. Feel right at home. 2nd and 7 for the Knights. And they're close to a first down. Looked like Luke Graft again out across midfield.
Knights just continue to pound it down New Haven's throat, and New Haven has no answer. Almost getting frustrated that they're getting pushed back. Well, we're just trying to milk this last 7 minutes here and get us out of here.
This is going to go down as a good win for Norwell.
Absolutely.
Really, it is.
Really their first quality win, too, if you really look at it.
And they're stacked up on 3rd down, and Graft will lose a yard. So more than likely a punt situation. Well, actually, Josh Gerber just gave the signal, and they're going to go for it again. They're on the 50. I guess not. He will now pull the special teams unit on. We've got all kinds of activity here tonight. Just saw a couple of emergency vehicles move into action here east of town. Situated in New Haven here tonight. Always been a fun place to come. Always thankful for the accommodations as well. Andy Wagner, the athletic director, John Stauffer here to greet us today. And thanks to Tom Neuenschwander as well. Spiraling punt back to the 10-yard line. It is returned by Clopton. Clopton out across the 20.
You know, I'll go ahead and keep nitpicking Trace Mosier because I know him. He's a great kid, know his family. Obviously, Ken Mosier, huge staple in this community. But he's really not looked comfortable being that gunner position tonight. He's had a real problem breaking down on. After that, we praised him on that kickoff, forcing it to the middle. But on that one there, you have to keep contained outside and squeeze it down so that his only option is to go through you. And he kind of got shook there.
New Haven takes over on their own 22-yard line with 6:18 to go. And another update from Kendallville. Ethan Nichols has tied the game with a 29-yard touchdown run. They are all square at 32. Leo has blown a huge lead. Jarrell Jackson across the 25. And all eyes turn to Kendallville now for this Norwell group once they get off the field here tonight.
Well, if any of you are still listening to our updates, maybe switch over to SummitCitySports.com.
They've got the coverage tonight.
And check that game out.
And hey, by the way, we talk about all this stuff, and yeah, it'd be great, but what kind of a momentum builder would that be as that pass is dropped, the screen pass intended for Jamarcus Smith? East Noble, if they come back and win that game, you're talking about an inspired group coming to the courtyard next week. So even if Norwell does have the opportunity and everybody's even in the conference, that's going to be a tough team to take down.
And
I don't
one
know.
seeking revenge
Yeah.
as well.
I don't know. Some
exactly.
Some teams come off an emotional high like that, and they have problems getting going in the first quarter.
It wouldn't be the first time. Back in 2013, Norwell was 0-5 going into the East Noble week. The Knights brought down the charter buses, as I recall, from Kendallville that week and got smoked by a winless Norwell team. Williams being backed up inside the 10. Now he floats one, incomplete. Cade Shelton gave it a run for a pick, and the Bulldogs go 3 and out again. Here comes the special teams. But East Noble has done that before. But you're right, Colin. I think part of it, playing for revenge, Norwell went on the road and won in Kendallville, which has not been an easy thing, not just for Norwell to do, but any visiting opponent for the last better part of the decade, to be honest with you. That has been as tough a place to win as there is in Northeast Indiana.
Knights came back in that one, too. Play comeback Kings.
Down 17-0
Yep.
and won 21-17. All 17 points given up in the first quarter.
Miles Babcock with a huge fourth down reception on a scramble drill there.
Williams, a spinning kick, takes a huge Bulldog pounce inside the 30 down to the 26. And two teams are trading punts like they do in Nooners in the Big Ten. Norwell takes over with 5.5 to go. And all but the final score decided in this one. The Bulldogs have not gone for it their last 2 chances on fourth down. Granted, they're in their own territory, backed up relatively deep.
That is so true, Derek.
You're right.
Oh my gosh, those games are so bad.
And the sad thing is, unfortunately, you know that I'm watching.
Yeah,
we all are.
Nothing gets you going on a Saturday morning than watching Illinois and Nebraska.
Rutgers.
Yeah, Rutgers.
There's a really good slate of college football on tap this weekend. It really gets started with Indiana and Cincinnati tomorrow at noon.
Again, no homers here.
No homers. Head of steam for Luke Graft. And Graft picks up 4 whenever he wants it. Luke Graft averaging 11 yards a carry. That average is going to go down a little bit.
That's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean,
him and Colbert, and those are both on almost 50 attempts coming into the game. That's a big sample size.
That is crazy. You don't hear. I mean, even like in high school, you don't hear stuff like that very often.
No. Norwell's averaging 339 rushing yards a game and 76 passing yards. 20 of their 23 touchdowns coming into tonight were rushing touchdowns. And I think they've all been rushing touchdowns tonight.
You've been able to see it as the year goes, though. Norwell has become more and more comfortable throwing the ball.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They dump it off to Neuenschwander for his first catch of the night.
That is a great play. I love those little plays where they do the play action, they just leak someone out. It's hard to pick up if you're a linebacker. You normally don't have your overhang player over there anymore. They're taking someone else. That is my favorite 3rd and 3, 3rd and goal. Anything like that type of play.
It's a great concept, hard to defend unless you're ready and looking for it. I might be speaking out of place here, though. If I'm Norwell, I don't know if I'm keeping Graft, even Leighton Bailey, some of my O-linemen on the field with East Noble coming up next week, and potentially a chance to even up a conference standing here.
And we may be nitpicking here, but doesn't it feel like Norwell has done that a lot the last few years? I mean, it was Heritage that Bo Morgan broke his collarbone.
Right.
And it was in the second half and kind of garbage time. It feels like they do that a little bit. That's just something little that's frustrated me a little bit. Sometimes it's time to get those guys out.
And the Monday Night Warriors, as they like to call themselves, the JV guys, I mean, there's not too much of a gap in between. I've talked to some of the players, respectively JV players, so maybe they're hyping themselves up a little bit, but they say they're pretty close to being varsity players, but just not quite ready yet. So why not throw them out here?
Got a penalty marker down.
That looked like an illegal shift.
33 trade
It is It'll bring this back.
Stop at number 9, Jay Mars. There's a flag down.
Colin Ernie stripes there with a good
I'm
call.
learning still, man.
Aren't
we all are. But I tell you what, it is, and as we know from baseball too, it is a really fun side of the sport. It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a rewarding side of the sport.
Good way to stay involved.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's such a shortage right now too.
Big
at
time.
just about every sport.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what sport it is. The IHSAA needs guys, so not to make a complete plug for the IHSAA.
Guys or women.
Right. But and they don't pay my paycheck. But well, in fact,
there's just too many. there's just too many Alex Howards in the world for me to want to do some sports like basketball.
All right.
I don't know if I could deal with some Alex
That's
Howards
true.
out there.
Basketball's tough. Toss to Graft. Oh, that's a face mask.
Luke Graft with the ball.
And Graft at the 42-yard line. Flag stays in the pocket with 3 minutes to go.
Okay, under 3 minutes. Let's put some subs in. I'm really worried.
Well,
about Luke Graft. He's had injury problems already this year. I don't think you need to take him all the way to the Final Horn here.
I can't fault you for bringing that point up, and I think it's a good point, guys.
And let's put our favorite player in Bonjour in there.
He's hurt. He broke his arm that last week against Belmont.
That's right.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
I did not know that.
Yeah, of course. Remember,
see the homework I do coming in.
Yeah, that's nice. That's always appreciated. But we obviously saw that it was I think it was.
And that was also in garbage time.
It was a special teams play, if I remember right. I think it was a kickoff return.
I remember him getting hurt. I guess I just didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
Well, sometimes that can be a struggle for you, Colin.
Yeah.
Nice. Timeout called by Norwell.
Walked right into that one.
The Knights have burned their final timeout of the contest. They lead 35-18. 3rd down and 8 coming up with just over 2 minutes to go. So Leo is driving, by the way, with just over 5 to go. In Kendallville, they just converted a big 4th down. That is a heck of a heavyweight matchup in the Northeast State.
We ought to put a split screen up.
Oh, that'd be nice to have a monitor in here. I guess I'm getting too comfy with the college setups, and we get 2 or 3 monitors in here. Getting a text from our friend Christian Bohetta, part of the broadcast often on Wells County Voice, and the Leo game is fantastic. Also not one to give a straight-up plug to Summit City Sports, but the work they do over there is fantastic for the high school game, to be honest with you. They have grown so much in the last 5 or 6 years. So, the coverage there continues to be awesome, keeping us updated. They run a counter on 3rd down and long. Bodenheimer is dragged backwards at the 44.
33 Trey Bodenheimer with the ball. Stop at number 10.
Knights will have to punt one final time here tonight. Actually, coming into the game, Norwell had only punted 7 times in 4 games. And I think this is Norwell's 4th punt of the night, maybe the 5th. Boland's really had a pretty good night punting-wise outside of his first one, which went for about 8 yards. Knights are running this down as far as they can. It's Clopton back to return for the Bulldogs. Low line driver.
There's the 5-iron.
And
just
he
don't
will
even
roll it
touch
up just in front of the
It's
green.
a punch shot. I'm usually in the trees, so there's the punch
Sits
shot.
up shy of the trap at the 14-yard line. Bulldogs take over with 1:25 to go in their last series of the game. This has been, neither team scored in the 4th quarter. 35-18, and the Lions have just retaken the lead at East Noble. So that's an update there with 3:29 to go. They lead 38-32. Just got an update on that.
All spectators are asked to exit the facility. Members of teams getting rides home will meet you at your
Quite a crowd there, Leo, or at East Noble. Holy Moses.
Little rowdier than the one we had here tonight. It's okay.
Well deserved for that game, though.
Oh, man, that is the game of the week in the area, not just in the Northeast State. Trumps all the SAC games as well. And actually, there's a dandy going down with Carolyn Dwinger as well. Carol had a huge lead early in that game. Snap back to Williams. Surprised to see him still in the game. Oh, man. The Knights had another good shot at a sack, and Aiden Billiard missed him. It's just so hard to bring that guy down, isn't it?
He could just put a hand down and anybody's getting stiff
all
on him.
night. The Norwell fans starting to file their way out of here tonight. The Knights will improve to 4-1, 2-1 in the Northeast 8, trying to keep pace. Bulldogs will fall to 1-4 and 1-2.
Wow, that is a much higher scoring game than I thought I was expecting.
Yeah, 40 to 32. Leo got the 2-point conversion.
Based on some of the stuff I've seen, good protection here for Williams. Longest play of the night.
And he's got somebody.
Oh, and it drops
it.
Mylan Graham.
And if you can sum up the night in one play.
Yeah. And go back to my point earlier, when they turn it off, they turn it off. That's a simple throw and catch. You do that literally right before practice. They were doing it when we got here on the field.
They were doing the first half.
I was going to say, Alex, you even said that kind of on our way up here. You're kind of like, if this is a game where if Norwell can get a lead, it may be over.
That seems to be the key with New Haven. If they score first and get the momentum, which they did here tonight, but Norwell responded immediately twice. If they can get early momentum, they've got a chance. When they don't have things get off to the right start on Friday night, it's not pretty. And there's another drop. I mean, this is...
It's kind of... Like, it's just... I don't even know what to say. Like, it's speechless. Like,
it's hard to believe. Martin King was the intended receiver. He's only had 2 catches on the year, and they're going to have to punt again.
I mean, if it wouldn't have been for that one long scramble play, this would have been a 10-second drive. It's a 10-second time of possession.
Right. Well, the Knights will get the football back to take knees. They don't even have anybody back to return this thing. Trace Mosier is the deepest man.
New Haven playing out there with 10.
Williams punt down at the 40-yard line. Knights can take a couple of knees and get out of here with a victory. This is going to be a good win here tonight. As we mentioned, they dominated last year to Norwell early in the game, and they completely took control. They had Williams out of sorts. Tonight, New Haven came out early in the game and had lots of first and second quarter success before things kind of came unraveled late in the game. We'll be interested to see final stats on this thing as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't have access. It's hard to do 27 things at once. I would do it if I could.
Right.
But, we don't have instant access tonight. But
it's just not that talented, Derek.
Right, you're right. The number of passing yards will be interesting tonight for the Knights, but they had some success. Blake Hafley has the only turnover of the game, and it was a huge one. That beyond all plays, that's definitely the play of the game.
Yeah, that was the turning point. That's when you could kind of see the way this was going. Being able to punch it in on the very next play was helpful as well.
Yeah, it kind of took all the suspense out of it. It really did.
Yeah, and different from the last 2 years. The last 2 years between these two teams, it's been lopsided like right away. New Haven comes out here 2 years ago, returns the opening play for a touchdown, and then last year at the courtyard, Norwell jumps on them almost immediately, 14-0, then gets another one, makes it 21-0. This one, both teams kind of had to grind it out early, but ultimately the Knights able to pull away and kind of shut down this Bulldog team.
Norwell wins tonight, 35-18. East Noble and Leo battling it out over on SummitCitySports.com. We'll have it for you next week. Norwell and East Noble at the courtyard. It's shaping up to be a dandy, and you don't want to miss it. We'll be on the air at 6:45 from Ossian. On behalf of my partners, Alex Howard, Colin Schwartz, Megan Miller, our entire Voice Sports Network crew, including our owner, Scott and Dale Metzer, I'm Derek Decker saying so long and God bless.
We hope you enjoyed this broadcast of high school sports on the Voice Enterprises. Remember, none of this would be possible without the continued support of our sponsors. Please use their services whenever possible, and when you see them, tell them thank you. Join us again next time on the Voice Enterprises.